Well, hey there, guys. Mr. Rightway, I see you over there in the chat room. Nice of you to drop in. It's been one of those whirlwind weekends. I have been working in the studio here, so I thought I'd go live. A lot of guys, so many buttons. Scott Killian in the house. Great to see you guys in here. If you ever need any decals done or anything, hit up Scott there. He does. If you've seen pictures of my truck, he's actually the one that's done all the vinyl for me. So you can check him out on Facebook, Ron Sign Shop, or just message him or whatnot. But Mr. Rightway, great to have you here as well. So it's been a weekend. I was having some audio problems the last couple shows that I've been doing, and weren't getting enough volume and different things like that. So today and over the weekend, I have been troubleshooting it. I mean, as you know, audio is probably one of the toughest things to troubleshoot. And a lot of the community members came in and were helping me. So I've actually, I told everybody yesterday, I was like, oh, I'm going to go live around 5 o'clock. Well, that's when I started. Actually, I started at 4:30 down here working on things, and I thought the mixer was going bad. I found out after last night's stream that that wasn't the case. Um, I traced it. I checked different cables. I ran new cables just to test. Still same problem. And I traced it to the TriCaster's XLR inputs. And I'm like, oh, you gotta be kidding me. I don't want to send this thing back. And I have this can of deoxit. There it is. It's under here. Wasn't sure where I put it. If you ever have problems with electronics, I sprayed this on my XLRs and put it in the TriCaster's back end, where the XLR inputs, pulled it in, put it out, pulled it in, worked it. You can use it. I use this also for retro video games. I put this on, like the old Nintendo used to have to blow in it and do all kinds of nonsense like that to get it to work. I just sprayed deoxit in it, and when I spray that in there, I just let it dry. But then not dry, but I stick it in the Nintendo, pull it out, stick it in, pull it out, stick it in, pull it out, and then it fires right up any game, if you're having any issues. So deoxit is your friend. So I thought, man, I hope these XLRs aren't bad on the TriCaster's input. Like I spent so much time setting up the TriCaster, spent so much time getting it in the rack, and I was like, yeah, you can set that right here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, you can leave that. I need that, so I'm gonna keep that. You can take that with you. Sorry, my wife just she brought me a milkshake. Um, so I was blowing it all off and with the deoxit put it in and fixed it, which I'm happy about. And Greg is going to be joining me here in a little bit. He's in a meeting, but then he's gonna jump in because he came over to adjust all my EQing and on my microphone as well as my gain structure. Just to kind of put it in perspective, my gain structure was probably 3/4 of the way up on the board on the back. I mean, I was at Unity. If you guys are familiar with how Unity or Zero works on an audio mixer, I was at Unity or Zero, and he pulled it back to about noon, and it's still at zero in Unity, and we adjusted, and I'm at zero in the TriCaster, and vMix I'm at like 7 and 10, but that's not a big deal. Um, did I get any new games? Actually, I did. I got some PSP games and a PlayStation game. I got Final Fantasy VII on PlayStation resealed, so I'm gonna leave it resealed. Scott wants to know, so how about that? Decades later, a better solution than blowing in the card. Yeah, uh, I couldn't believe it. My buddy Mike Phillips, he was telling me about this deoxit, and I'm like, oh, okay, He's like, no, no, no. You've got electronics. You definitely want this. Anything that you have that's electronic that's maybe making a bad connection, you spray this stuff on it, even wet, plug it back in. It's not going to hurt anything. It's designed to do that. and it's incredible. It's I'll show you guys again. It's called Deoxit. Look it up on Amazon. It's Deoxit, and I'm telling you, it's not expensive. It's D5. You can, I mean, it'll protect it. Like, so if you have a rusty surface on electronics, it protects the surfaces. It improves connectivity, um, dissolves corrosion. So that's what I kind of think happened with my XLRs. I think there was corrosion on it, and it was causing it to not make a good signal. So it was making different kinds of noises and things like that. So I'm actually, you see me fiddling around my earbuds. I had an ear problem about a week ago. I had to talk to the doctors. Scott knows all about it. He gets allergies as well, and I just couldn't hear for. I mean, it felt like somebody stuck their finger in my ear, in my left ear. And you got to know, as a broadcaster, when you wear in earbuds and you're hearing yourself, it's the worst feeling in the world having that earplug. So I got some medication, some drops, and within like 2 days it was good. Um, so my earpieces, I think, because I was fiddling around with them, I think I need to put some deoxit on them. Oh, Rex, you got some? That's awesome. Yeah, it's great. Um, I've used it. I've used it in arcades, but mainly I bought some Nintendo 64 games from a guy, and he was on Facebook or something, and I think I paid $20 for like 50 games. A lot of them were like army shoot 'em up black helicopter type games, right? So he was into the military games, but I didn't care. It was like 50 games for $20. But when I got them, none of them played in my N64. And you look on the bottom, and they're all cruddy. Man, I went through and just sprayed deoxit. I had my kids here, and my son, he was spraying the deoxit, and I was taking a paper towel and just dabbing it in there just a little bit so it wasn't super wet. And just for the overspray, I stuck them things in. They fired right up after a few minutes. Man, they are like the best. Yeah, my mic sounds cleaner, Brad. I was telling the guys earlier. I found out that it was the XLRs and the TriCaster, and I used Mike Phillips' Magic Deoxit on my XLRs, and that was the problem. It was the TriCaster's XLRs, and they could have had corrosion on it. Um, Anything's possible, right, at this point in time. And so I'm kind of excited about that. I also turned off one of my rack fans because that was bleeding over into the mic too. With Greg's EQing, he made my mic sound so much better. So, what about you, Mr. Rightway? Any new games on your end? Um, I'm watching chat here, guys. I'm pulling it up. So, if anybody wants to join me on the live to air, I'm going to put the link in the chat. Just give me a second here. I got to pull it up. All right, so there's the call in. If you guys want to, if anybody wants to call in, I don't care. We can talk about anything. If you have questions, or if you want to answer questions, we can do that too. The main thing is, people always ask, how do you have all that stuff that you press, you have all these buttons that you press. Um, how did you get so good at it? Well, this is how I go live, even if it's for 10 people. I'm talking with you guys. Excuse me. I'm talking with you guys. So I really, you know, I'm trying to make myself better. So I come on and practice. And like I said yesterday, I used to do radio, and so I could talk by myself, and I can do things like that. But it's great to have somebody come on and talk to. But I have another TriCaster I have to set up, so I've been doing these videos for work, setting them up because again, I do broadcasting. My church actually just brought. Uh, okay, cool, Steve. Call in. You've used the system before. So our church bought the same TriCaster that I have here on my recommendation. So I'm going to be setting that up, and I'll be, there'll be some videos if you're not subscribed to PTZ Optics on YouTube, do so, because you're going to see those videos pop up. So a lot of people don't realize, like, I don't just do videos and I just don't do live streams here for my own brand. I go live on PTZ Optics as well. That's the company I work for. I'm allowed to be open about it. So you can always, we talk about the cameras that I use as a broadcast engineer. That's what I do. So I know this Thursday, this Tuesday, and this Thursday, I have a live stream with them. I have Salt Talk, which is more of House of Worship technology. But then Thursday, I have, I think we're going to talk about back to school tech. And I know Scott's coming on Thursday night for Broadcast Now to talk about that. And then Friday, we have the Retro Buzz. And then I have to deal with a bunch of screaming little girls because my daughter's turning 13 and we told her she could have a sleepover. So all the girls will be down here. I'm sure you'll see pictures and videos when I put them up of them playing in the arcade. They always like to do that when they come over. So it's a lot of fun. Arcade Will is in the house. How are you doing there, Mr. Arcade Will? I think that's kind of funny. He says, "Hey, Will," but he is Arcade Will. Let me see here. Mr. Brad. Brad is in the house. If you guys didn't know, and Brad can post a link, we have a Broadcast Now group on Facebook, and I'm not big on Facebook groups, but Brad's a good community manager. He handles all of our, I don't want to say social, but the Broadcast Now Facebook group. He's in charge. He lets people in because we have it. We want it for people that want to learn how to do broadcasting, and be part of the community of the Broadcast Now show. So he's in there, and he can post a link to it. And like I said, we go over different things like that, and we're talking about doing potentially a Zoom call-in for Broadcast Now. I don't know if that's something you guys would be interested in, is getting on Zoom and calling in and talking to us about your problems with broadcasting. You do that. We used to do the Zoom call-in for the Retro Buzz, but we had only a few guys that could jump on all the time, and it just, nobody really engaged with it as much, and so we took it away for a little bit, but we'll probably bring it back. It's one of those things you just got to keep. You got to try things, right? There's always something that somebody's doing. So it looks like Mr. Rightway is calling in. If you guys haven't seen his channel, I'll let him talk to you about that here in a little bit. So let's see here if he has everything set up right. Let's see. Engaged with it as much, and there he is. Bring it back. The Mr. Rightway.
Yo.
You gotta try. Hey, you have to mute the stream, buddy.
There's always, all right.
Always something.
There we go. Did I mute your stream?
Yep, you gotta mute the stream. There you go.
All right.
So what's going on, man?
Man, not much. Just sitting here working on this video for tomorrow.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and drinking some coffee. I'm getting ready to cook for the family in a minute. I saw you on. I was like, "This Fruity Pebble on." Let me see what he's doing.
Well, yeah. Well, I'm trying to get some things dialed in. With the board changes and stuff. Like when you first came in, you were really hot coming in, so I made the adjustment here, which is fine. But one of the issues people had was my guests were really low.
Hear me?
Yep, I can hear you. You're really low though. Did you change microphones?
I'm using a new mic. I think I'm back on the thing. Hold on. All right, now you can hear me.
Yeah, I got you. I got that loud. This mic that you're on is a lot louder. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Let me see. Okay, let me see. I can't hear you though.
You can't hear me?
I can hear myself. I got the cam link going, but I can't hear you.
All right, can you hear me now?
Can you hear me? Okay, I can hear you now. Hold on.
A lot louder. Yeah.
Okay, let me mute the stream. Let me mute the stream. Hold on. Hello?
Yes.
All right, good.
Yeah, you
All
can.
right, I can hear you.
Yeah, you can ask arcade related stuff. Absolutely. I mean, this is a free for all. You can ask whatever you want. Um,
All right, good. Now I'm on. Okay, good. I'm here now. It's a little different on this one. I haven't used this one in a while, man. This is new little setup. Yeah, I like it.
yeah, the call-in system's a lot better.
It
Um,
is a lot better.
how is his
I got.
volume out there, guys?
Can y'all hear me? I'm gonna. My volume is really good.
We're gonna bring Greg in too. Greg's coming to the studio
I
here.
just picked up this lavalier right here. This
Oh,
Rode
from
mic.
Rode, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm using their product now. I really like them.
What's up, boss man?
What's going on?
Man, we got a lot of people going on.
So
Hey,
this
what's up,
is
man? How you doing?
this is Steve Wright. Him and I used to do some
Hey,
shows back in the day. Right way to photography, and we did what,
Nice.
Apple fanboys? No, what did we call it?
I don't know what it was. Some something. I don't know. It was way back
We
then.
yeah, we did a lot.
I'm still on my iPhone and everything and Apple TV everything. I love my Apple stuff, but yeah, it's kind of like I guess I switched over everything to like gaming and my photography and my video. I'm starting to do a lot of more video now. I'm learning picking video up pretty quick now.
Yep,
Nice.
took a back seat. So Greg, you sound really good coming in.
Beauty.
Yeah,
So,
it's really nice. I
so
like how it sounds.
did you hear a little
You
bit
sound
about?
okay.
Did you hear a little bit?
I'm hearing you good.
No,
I'm
no,
hearing my new friend good.
no. But I mean, did you hear about the story about what I did all day? Well, since I got back home.
Well, I mean, I know you started the beginning of the day at church.
Yeah, but then I went in here and I was last night. We did a stream.
Right.
We were playing Rock Band and stuff, and the girls were
I
singing
think
and
you're
stuff.
playing Fortnite.
No, we weren't playing Fortnite. We were playing
Oh, you what?
we were playing Rock Band for 3 hours. We had a bunch of people watching, so they thought it was
Nice.
good. And the stream sounded phenomenal. I had a condenser microphone set up just in the room for a room mic. You went back on YouTube and listened to it. I'm like, so why does that sound good? But my stream
Right.
has some issues. So today, I decided to come in here and basically try everything. I mean everything. New cables, new everything. Guess what the problem was? Or where the problem was? Wasn't the mixer. The mixer's fine.
Cable.
The XLR's on the TriCaster. Your first guess. That was your first guess that you had the other day.
Yes, it was.
So I was telling everybody here a little bit ago, put some of our friend Deoxit on my XLR cables, put them in, pulled them out, put them in, pulled them out. And all is well in the world again.
Is your EQ back on the mic?
Yes, sir. It's back on the mic.
It sounds good.
The EQ, the compressor, everything how you had it set. Sorry, guys, in the chat room.
Okay.
We'll get back to that. Everything how you had it set is 100% back to normal. First thing Brad says when he comes in, he's like, holy crap. He goes, you sound awesome.
All right. How about the overall level? Because
Well,
I mean, I'm in your chat,
yeah.
but I see Brad's on there. So
How
is the overall level?
What do you guys think in the chat room? How's the overall level on that? Steve was a little low, but I know his microphone. He's still getting. You got that Rode Lav? Is that what you're using right now?
Am I better now?
You guys say something?
Am I better now?
Seems
Yeah,
a little.
did you
Seems
move
a
it?
little low.
No, I didn't move. Is it low?
Yeah.
No, you're beautiful.
Okay. I can turn it up right now because I'm using this Rode wireless mic. Hold on. I'm gonna turn it up real quick and see what happens.
I would move it closer up on your collar. What do you think, Greg? Move like.
What about now?
No, you're cracking.
Now you're peaking. I can hear it.
I figured I was peaking. Let me move.
See if you can
if
pull.
I move it up to here. What about up close here? Is that better?
It's less roomy, so that to me it
Because
sounds better.
See, like right here. I mean, it's right here in my mouth.
Take that foam off of it.
But I'm gonna tell you something. When that thing's in your mouth, you sound like Barry White. That's it.
So this is better. The foam off.
He's got his mobile wide open. Yeah, I'd so say take it up tighter. It'd be better for you.
Oh well. I just put it like right here.
Because Brad goes.
It's really. I guess it's really good when I'm recording YouTube videos. But I guess live, it's not as. I guess I'm learning to use it live. because I have another mic over here that I can plug in, but I'm too lazy to do it right now. I just use this one right now. Since you said that's better, that's different. I didn't know that if you take this like this little whatever this thing is,
The windscreen, yeah.
That's a windscreen.
There we go. It's a windscreen. See, I told you I'm learning audio. This little windscreen, it makes a difference, huh?
So, Greg, you say something. Let's see, because I don't know where the level's at as far as the live to air. Yesterday they said it was great, but Joe Zahitis, his volume was really low yesterday. So, but Jeff
Hello,
Fitzgerald sounded
gents.
good.
Brad's saying that the volume could come up just a hair to have some headroom.
Okay.
So
I could bump it up a little bit. You're saying
but
overall?
Here's what I can tell you, because I'm listening, not to YouTube or any other platform. I'm actually listening through live to air, what you're sending back to me.
Right.
And man, it's so much better.
Yeah.
And I know that has nothing to do with the outstream, but with guests or a panel,
yeah.
It's so much more comfortable what I'm hearing from you and from Steve.
Okay, good. So,
how's this different from Yard Stream?
A StreamYard?
Is that what it's called?
What?
StreamYard. I'm sorry, because I'm learning about this. Like, what's the difference between what you got right here and then that StreamYard? Because I'm thinking about trying to try that StreamYard out. I'm gonna learn. I am gonna learn it this week, but what's the difference?
What are you streaming through now?
I just use like the regular thing. What is this? Zoom. I'm using Zoom, and I guess it's just using Zoom. That's really it. Just using Zoom.
Okay.
Like if I do like a interview or something, I'm just using Zoom.
Right.
But I want to step stuff up like production wise.
That's a good question.
Well, I think for where he's at right now, since you don't have like a ton of experience in that, not that that's a bad thing. Okay.
No, it's not.
I think for you, StreamYard would be a good place to start. I see a lot of guys on YouTube. Rexer uses it. P-Dubs uses it.
StreamYard is solid.
Okay.
If you want to, or OBS, and begin to take a little stronger learning curve, but maybe the next step you go is StreamYard. But what's that plug-in, Steven, for OBS? Stream
Elements.
Stream Elements.
Yeah.
See, that's also another option that's in the family with StreamYard.
Okay. So I'm definitely want to, like, in the next 6 months, this time next year, I want to be way more, I want to be much better. Excuse me, drinking coffee. But like my audio, I'm learning my audio, so I'm getting better audio, and my video is always, from photography, my audio is always going to be good. I mean, my video is always going to be good. It's just getting the audio down and getting more comfortable doing this on camera. So yeah, and also learning to edit better. But yeah, I always love trying to dig into audio. I love when I hear somebody do good audio. That's why I was just working a few minutes ago, and I saw Steve. I'm like, "What are you doing?" Then you got this new audio setup, so I was listening in. Like, oh, this is really good.
So the guys were saying like you were a little low and Greg was a little low. That's because I accidentally had them pulled down on the live to air, because when I was testing earlier, I was playing some things through it to try to get sound, to try to get them level. So now Greg should be even with me right now, and Steve
should be good.
It's not on your end. It's not on your end.
I'm looking at my meters, and what I'm sending you should be solid.
You should be good.
Joe said I'm real quiet.
Let me answer. Yeah, I bumped you up, Steve, on your end. You're now at 0 inside of my thing. So we'll see what the feedback is. Let me answer Rexer here. He wants to know if I have the same enthusiasm as I did 2 years ago with Arcade 1-Up and Act Games related stuff, news and new products, etc. Or is the fad wearing off? I think it is wearing off.
You don't like it.
It's not that. It's just like I can't put anything new in here. I mean, Greg, you've been to my arcade and studio. I can't put any more cabinets in here. So I do stuff outside of the arcade realm. My realm is broadcasting. That's what I do. That's what I've always done. So for me, I just I don't have that same enthusiasm, and the fact that and don't anybody take this wrong. The fact that they're looking at quantity over quality really irritates me. These companies, they're just throwing products out to anybody and everybody just so somebody does something instead of harnessing the guys like us who started with the company, gave them quality, and that's my frustration with them. And I don't care. I'll go public. I'll say it. It's not, there's so rather than fight the man, I just back off and do my thing, and I do me. Right? There's nothing wrong with that. There's always
Steven, can I jump in on you?
You absolutely can, my friend.
So now we are, Steven and I are personal friends. Spend time together that has nothing to do with broadcasting. And maybe I can speak for him, being a personal friend. He absolutely loves gaming. All that stuff y'all guys are into with them pinballs and arcades and boxes. I mean, all I do is play Warzone on my PC with my kids. But I grew up born in 72, going to the arcades in the early 80s. My dad would give me $5 worth of quarters and come back 3 or 4 hours later. I was playing Star Wars. I was playing Pac-Man. I was there before Ms. Pac-Man came out, so I'm in that whole world. But, passion drives your interest. And one thing I think that's important to remember for somebody like Steven is, this is his career. This is what he does for a living. I know, he works for PTZ Optics, but he's got an entirely different brand that includes the gaming, but includes outdoor, includes broadcasting. And I think for him, of course, he can smoke me if I'm wrong, you've got to also look toward the future for where he personally can have growth. Doesn't mean the gaming will go away, but we've been researching sectors out there that are undersaturated and trying to help people with broadcasting on a more professional level is absolutely unsaturated for like a weekly program, not just throwing out a video where you're having paneling guests, can bring in companies, whatever. So that's kind of my evaluation of Mr. Haywood there.
No, I agree with that. Steve, you got anything to say?
I mean, yeah, with the arcade one-up stuff, man, it's nice, it's great. I just see like the increase of price. I think a lot of people this is just my opinion. I think a lot of people took advantage of COVID, and it's I know how much you feel about stuff, but it's a lot of excuses. Like, why are you raising prices? I know some parts are hard to get, but you're like alienating the original people who was cheering for you when they had really horrible first generation stuff, when you had to call in and get a panel because the artwork was scratching off. And then, I've been a big proponent of it. Even like Cool Toy people, we are people who've been there like on the ground floor, was happy about it. Even all the jokes about the IKEA the furniture looking like. And I just see that $700 is like, and I'm so happy they got like good franchises. Like, it was amazing when they got Turtles. I think when they got Turtles, that's when they went from here to here. And then they got then they're getting X-Men, and then they're getting like Killer Instinct and stuff. But I think people know, like, unless you just want to be the first one to do a review on it, and it's not gonna be that many people, I'm not gonna shell out $700 for that. I barely play the 8 one. I think I got like 7 of them, and I barely play them. But the ones I got, I make sure that I got them when they was like $99 or $150. My most expensive one was Turtles, and I think it was like $250. I don't know, man. I'm looking for other stuff. I would like to get me a candy cap one day. That's my ultimate goal. But yeah, Arcade has been kind of really disappointed on some stuff. I already traded off like 3 of them for more video games. And as you see, like, I'm the video game type of person, because Steve comes to me and asks me about what should I get and do deals. And we've been like, for years we've been talking about stuff, and I guess I just finally say, let me start putting this on film, and I started having success about it. That's what my passion is. Like, helping people get deals like the right way. I want people to like go out. I don't want people to pay like $200-300 for no game. You know, if you're gonna get that game, I want to show you how to get that game for like $100. You know, Steve took some tips and he was like, man, I didn't realize pawn shops were gold. He was sending me these pictures and telling me how much good stuff he got from a pawn shop.
I don't pay full price for anything on it after watching your
no
stuff.
No more, yeah. I told him don't
pay
man. Full price no more. And then like this week, I'm having a huge video. Like I went to Atlanta. Tomorrow I'm having an interview with DDP, and we're gonna be talking about a brand new wrestling game that he's gonna be a part of, and some more stuff. But also Friday is a big video. It's like I'm already telling stuff the pawn shop of my dreams. You're gonna love this video. But that's just more with my passion. I'm sorry going in other directions, but that's what I like. My passion is helping folks, helping gamers find good deals and stuff like that. That's just my wheelhouse.
No, and to go along with that, like you were saying about the expense, $700. I bought a lot of them when they were $250, $300.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm going to spend $750, I'm going to buy me a new Behringer mixer and put it in my studio and hook it up to my TriCaster with USB, and I'm still going to do that. Even I just have more time now, you know, because why not, right? Go all digital, right, Greg? Just throw it in USB.
100%. And Steven, for the Sunday night fireside chat, I've been rolling since 6 a.m. this morning. Is it okay if I lean back in the gamer chair and I'm not in the broadcasting chair? And I got the head on the pillow.
This is chill, man. We're just all chilling. He's got his gamer chair.
So let's
hey,
let's
look
talk
at
about
the gamer chair that I get right here.
I see you.
Sponsor.
All right, so Steven,
yeah,
this is how we help folks, right?
Yep.
All right. Look at the return video feed from Steve. Steve, right?
Yep, that's Steve as well.
Yep.
Yes.
You live in Georgia?
In Georgia? No, because I got an accent. No, I'm from Arkansas, but I'm in Texas.
Arkansas. Okay.
Yeah. That's why I got that. That's why I got that country twang.
That's all right. I can turn it on. I'm from Virginia. I'm probably going to be traveling down there with my father to help clean up, not Arkansas, but down into New Orleans for COVID, for Hurricane Ida. We probably heading down. He's president of an organization that works with FEMA and Red Cross. So I'll probably jump on a plane, head down there with him because it's looking ugly. My point being, all right, so Steven, Haywood.
Yes.
Look at Steve. Steve, look right at the camera.
Okay, yeah. I'm sorry, I'm getting Joe set
I want to help
here.
Steve. So we can see your 2 ring lights on your glasses.
Oh yes. Yeah, I know. Like I got to. Like,
yep. So there you go. Tip them up.
I know.
Come on.
Oh no.
You see?
I know.
But this is the passion. I think just an illustration of where Steve's going. Haywood.
Yes.
You know, like we want to make you succeed.
Yes. Because people talk about that. My trick is with that. I always tell people to lean your glasses.
Oh yeah, put that little tip on it.
Yeah, put a little tip on it. Or I have like my hat, so I can keep it right there. But yeah,
nice.
my next step is to invest in some anti-glare glasses. I definitely need it because this ring light right here is it don't kill me, but the photography. Look at it. I hate that. It bothers me a lot. So.
But you know what though? Tipping and turning is all like what I have back here. This is not a green screen. This is a flat screen TV.
Oh, nice.
So tipping, turning, this thing is not sitting straight at all.
Yeah, it's tilted.
So when I come to like this, you don't see any reflections of my studio lights. You don't see, and I got a lot of studio lights. Greg will tell you. So
yep.
No, you well lit. You very well lit. I really like.
Well, but what you can do also, even with your glasses, you know, and we're just having fun here.
Yeah.
Play around with positioning your lights because there is a perfect position, you know, that you can get them in to even help you offset that. You know, you find that mirroring point. My point being, you know, this is where we want to help people.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. And we've got with us Greg and Steve. You haven't met Joe. This is Joe Zahitis.
No, I know the face though.
See you.
How are you, Joe?
Good. I'm well. On the light thing,
wow,
you are DIY to.
Hang on, Joe.
You're
really hot coming in. I think you're set.
I think no. I think I figured out some of the problem from yesterday. If you want to bring it back, let me just talk a little bit, give you some level. See, it did it again. No.
No,
I don't
you're
know
good
why
now.
this is doing this. No, what happened was, because it happened the other day too. I don't know if it was set. See, the level keeps changing on Microsoft's audio for the mic. And I have turned that off. And yet
auto
it
gain
still
control.
did it anyhow. Yep.
See,
And
here he had me chasing. He had me chasing the proverbial wild goose, trying to figure out his volume was going down.
Allow applications to take application control. I've got that shut off, and yet it's still turned down, and it's moving right now, and I don't understand why.
It's Microsoft.
Yeah, the Mac.
When Jeff Fitzgerald got up and the volume was like right where yours is, Greg, I was like, okay,
yeah,
I'm not going crazy here, because I'm like, everybody's like, you turned yourself up. I'm like, I didn't turn myself up.
Well, see, because it just went from 27 to 26, and I'm going to take it back up where I normally have it. Now it's going to overjack for you a little bit.
Okay.
Let's see if it stays there. I normally have it at about 50. See, but it's already coming down, and I don't understand why it's coming down, because I don't have Microsoft allowed to take control, but it's doing it anyhow.
Well,
and
you're at a good volume
now.
But now, if you stop talking and we're talking, does it go back up?
No.
Okay. So you get crunchy when you first come in, and then it fixes itself.
It's acting like a compressor.
But it's got to be neural net that's doing that, because I have it set up where it specifically does not do that on my end.
Okay.
Because I set the levels on my board, so it has to be something that neural net's doing with Microsoft, because now it's down to 28 already.
Live to Air has AGC built into it, auto gain control.
Yeah, but it's got to be taking over AGC on my. It's got to be taking over gain control on my side. Is my point, because I've never had that happen before, and I'm okay with it. But yesterday, I'm like, when I got out of here, I'm like, why is my volume, my level set to 27 on Microsoft?
Let me ask Greg.
Everything else.
Does yours automatically change when you get on here? Greg?
Does mine?
Yeah, does yours automatically fluctuate your gain?
No.
So it wouldn't be live to air then. So that might be that's interesting.
I don't even know where in the settings to mess with that from a Microsoft.
Are you coming in direct, or are you coming in using like OBS or Wirecast or?
No, right now I'm coming in direct. Coming. That camera is coming in on a USB versus Canon's EOS, not using the mic. This mic goes through the DBX into the board.
Okay.
And I never have a problem on the radio station. It doesn't adjust. I'm sitting here watching. It went from 27 to 28, now back to 27.
I believe you. Yesterday you were
so Steven,
you were in trouble. Yes,
for me, it's not apples to apples, because I call into live to air, but I'm coming through my full process on vMix.
All right, Steve Wright, does it
before
fluctuate
I send
your volume?
that to you?
Is my volume okay still?
But no, I mean, do you see your volume moving around?
Yeah, I see my volume. It's not peaking.
No. I'm saying, like, does your slider for the volume control, does it move by itself up and down, up and down?
For the device control on the mic itself, you right mouse click on the little speakers down in the bottom tray, and then bring up for device control.
Let me see.
He might be on a Mac though.
No, I'm on a Mac.
Yeah, he's on a Mac, so he's not going to have that problem.
Never mind.
He's smart.
I don't. Yeah, right. Yeah. No, but
sorry, I had to throw that.
So all this audio talk y'all guys talking about, do you need like a board, or because basically what I'm doing is like YouTube videos, maybe stuff on site. I don't need all this stuff to it.
So Steve, what I would recommend for you, since you like Rode product, so what I would do, it's $600. Marty has one of these actually, and it would get your life going. $600. It's the Rode Caster Pro, and Michael Mann also uses this.
Okay.
And it
the
does.
The downside is they're on back order pretty much everywhere right now.
Yeah.
I saw one of those in a pawn shop. I hope it's still there.
These things here for people starting out on the back. Let me show you the back. Everything's identified here. You got your power. You got your USB-C. You have an SD card that you can record the audio directly to if you want to do a podcast. You've got your outputs left and right, 1/4 inch. You've got 2 headphone jacks if you've got guests. You can hook your phone up Bluetooth or through 1/8 inch or what do you call it? 3.5 millimeter. Thanks. And then your 1, 2, 3, 4 4 microphones, so you could have 4. You could have you and your wife on it, and do it. So, and then if you're using StreamYard, right? StreamYard's going to do all your mix minus like we're talking right now, so you don't really need to.
What website was that?
This one here, it's Musician's Friend.
Put that in the text so I can go see it.
I absolutely will.
So this looks like I can take this with me, right?
Oh yeah. It's I think it's pretty small. I think Marty said it was like the size of like a book or a Bible size. It's not.
Yeah, it's about that. Testing. I'm trying to test something. I don't want to blow you out. I want to see if it adjusts. Nope, it's doing it still. Never mind. Okay, I thought that might do it.
That looks awesome there, because I definitely looking at all. I'm definitely want to do my audio. Yeah. I already drinking my coffee.
Audio is not
I got my
important.
coffee right here, babe.
That's why I beat my head all weekend.
This audio codec. I don't understand. I do not understand. I'm not upset by it, but I don't understand it.
Yeah. So, Steven, I've went through all my Windows microphone settings.
Yes.
And they do not do anything. I've bypassed all of them.
Does it? If I were to go through Wirecast, would it bypass that?
Yes.
Yes. Well,
so you guys,
you better let Steven ask that one.
It should.
I'm
a
Unix
because
guy.
that takes virtual audio.
If I drop and come back with Wirecast virtual, you want to try that?
Try it. Do it. That's what this is all about. This isn't a show. You can do whatever you want. So let's give it a go. So Steve, it's not letting me put this in, but
I found it.
Okay, because it's saying it's too big of a link. It's over 300 characters. What the heck, YouTube?
Silly.
Come on. Anyways, okay. Yeah,
I got it. I see it.
So Joe's gonna try that, and then come back. But yeah, I kind of did this more or less just to come on if people wanted to ask questions or just in general, just testing. We talk about it on the show. Greg's on the show, obviously, with me. We talk about test, and one of the things with me is I try to be a perfectionist to the best, and it's my downfall, but it's also what makes me, I think, good at what I do, because I don't give up.
Mm-hmm.
And when I approach things, even if I didn't fix the problem, just knowing what the problem is lets me know that I beat that. And I look at it like no machine, no microphone, no wires are going to beat me. I'm going to figure it out. I'm smarter than that. And even if I can't fix it, at least I can get to the bottom of it and try to fix it. So it'll drive me nuts. I couldn't sleep last night because I was thinking in my head, well, it could be this. Let me try this. If I do this, that plays in my head. I'm working workflows.
I couldn't sleep last night either.
Were you thinking about it too, or
No,
or
I was playing Warzone.
Oh. I thought maybe it's because it was your birthday. You're slowly encroaching.
Well, my birthday
that 5-0.
literally is Tuesday. So I'm gonna have a birthday extravaganza on the experience. But my wife is leaving tomorrow. She has done an annual week beach trip to Myrtle Beach with her best friend growing up from childhood.
Okay.
They're now, 50 years old. So they do this every first week of September. So we went ahead and celebrated my birthday party with my family today and yesterday. But I'm still 48. I haven't ticked that 49 till Tuesday.
He's inching closer. Hey, you know what? My wife, I'm 42, and my wife keeps saying, "You're getting closer. You're getting closer."
You are. You're catching me.
I'm way off in the distance. I just turned into my 40s, so come on. But no, in all seriousness, though, I am seriously considering, even though the mixer's not bad, getting the Behringer, and then hooking it up USB straight to the TriCaster, not screwing around, sell this board, because I know it still works. I could probably make most of my money back.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's kind of funny because last night the VP of sales of Personas emailed me and says, "Hey, I'd like to have a conversation with you. Hopefully, if we get power back by Thursday or Friday." And look, because they're in Baton Rouge, and that eye is going to go right over top.
Mm-hmm.
So he's convinced. He's like, hey, we've done this before. He says by Thursday or Friday. So I'm like, okay. But like I was talking with Chris, and Chris goes, well, if they're gonna give you a free board,
Oh, that's different.
the free board. He said, and rep it. So that's kind of where I'm at with it right now. And I don't mean I don't mean to sound like a sellout, because I've been using the Persona stuff for forever.
Dude, you're not no sellout. I mean, some company want to work and give you stuff. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to jump in like that, but I
Jump
hate
in, man.
this culture that do when people talk about stuff like that. Like, I just got this right here. I'm excited. I'm happy when companies reach out and want to work with me. Yes, I'm smart. I'm gonna look at it, and just like you, Steve, you're gonna look at the contract. You're gonna decide. You're a grown man.
Yep.
You know what you're gonna do. You know what benefits for you, your career, your family, and your brand. Do what you gotta do. That's why I tell other creators, you don't have to do what you gotta do, but if you're honest, you're ethical, you do something right, yes, be rewarded. Go out there and put something out there. I mean, what, you supposed to do this for free? I mean, of course, I love YouTube. I love helping, but yeah, I want to make some money for my family too. I want to get some nice chairs or something. I want to get review codes and stuff like that. Yes, I think all who do that stuff want to do that. That's a side benefit. No, I don't get in it just so I can get that. My passion, it creates that opportunity. And yes, you'd be foolish not to get that opportunity, man. Come on.
Yeah, it's just
get those people.
It's the people in here though that they'll they get upset. Like you'll never see me tell people to do super chats, and we've got a lot of great community members in here that do that. In fact, we've told people on our show, we're like, you don't have to do that. We have jobs, but they want to do that. They want to donate to you. They want to be a blessing, or they want to give to you, whatever. But I won't. I don't do that. I just that's not me. I don't e-beg. I won't do that. And even with thinking about getting this mixer, I could have easily said, Greg, I could have said, hey, let's do a campaign. Let me go online and for Broadcast Now and really beat them over and say, hey, help donate so I can get a new mixer. I don't do that. I just don't do that.
And like I said, if people want to give you stuff, I mean, that's them. They want to give you something. That's nice. People, I give people, I donate to folks who I like,
Sure.
And just, I think.
Hey, Steve. Hey, I'm gonna call it. I'm gonna call it Haywood and Steve. So
Haywood.
You just call him you just call him a fruity pebble. That's
thumbs up
what
tonight or a thumbs down. You want a like or a dislike?
It don't matter.
All right, I'm gonna give you a dislike tonight. Who come on here tonight and dislike this stream?
Oh, I got my haters. That's how you know you.
You know what? No, it's people who are lazy. It's always lazy keyboard warriors who are upset because they can't do what you do. That's all it is.
That's right.
That's all it is. I used to, you know what? I used to let it bother me.
Did Brad just tell us you guys are young?
Yeah, he's like, I think Brad's closing in on 60.
Good. Well, can we trust his hearing
when
he's testing our audio?
Brad is a really good bass player. I think he played with the Gaithers at some point.
Bring it on, Llewellyn. Let's play some music.
Brad he recorded an album with a big gospel.
Nice.
I forget who it is now. He's probably gonna shoot me for it. If he's listening, he can post it in here. But yeah, no, he's really good at the
56.
bass. Yep, he played with the Gaithers. I knew it. See, he played bass with the Gaithers.
Well, he can play then.
Oh, he can play.
Bring it on, man.
56. Okay, I wasn't sure if you were turning 57 or you're 56, but yeah, he's still young though. 56 isn't old. Maybe I say that because I'm 15 years away, but still. 50's the new
I'll send
30.
Brad a little bit of my piano playing. We can have a co-op one day.
He would do it.
Yeah.
I've heard his stuff, man.
Nice. Okay, well, we can trust his ears.
He was jamming. Brad, you'll have to send Greg that link when you and your buddies were jamming, the one that you sent to me, if you still have it. Right before your one, I don't know if it was your guitar player that passed. This was about a year or two ago. But send him that link. Let him listen to it when you guys were all jamming. I mean, you're right at home with him. Let's put it that way.
Oh, yeah. Bring it on.
What happened to Zahidus? Did he get lost or something in Wirecast? Or what?
Well, he's trying to boot up Wirecast. Probably ain't booting. I mean, no, it's probably booting fine. You just take 2 or 3 chances.
But yeah, no.
Yeah, he's got Wirecast running, but his audio's reversed.
Here he comes. Here he comes. Here he comes. Here he comes. Yeah. Just like the lower third.
Am I allowed to say that stuff?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
There's nobody paying attention to this.
They have somebody clip something now. Guess what they said on there?
Oh, I'm sure it'll show up. All right, Joe's back.
Right, no joy. I should be hot right now, and it should start pulling back right away. Let's see if it does. Actually, it's not moving now, but it's not. Okay, it's not recognizing the Wirecast virtual camera. I can get the virtual mic in neural net to see that, but it's not. It's only picking up.
You have to allow it, because I've used it, and you have to allow it inside of your browser. I use it when I go to HAPS, and I use it when I go to neural net.
Oh, thanks, Brad.
When I go to neural net.
We got to connect for that, man.
For Paul's show, Paul Test. Sorry.
Well, I can tell you, Joe, you in my ears through neural net, your audio is way better coming in through Wirecast, bar none.
It's not, but it's not coming in through Wirecast. That's the thing.
You're not doing virtual
you said
audio?
The audio is coming through Wirecast, but not the camera.
No, the camera's not picking it. It wouldn't pick up the camera, and I didn't try and get, because it wouldn't even show the camera at neural net trying to do the OS the normal way. So I just shut down Wirecast. But you know what? It's shit. You know,
so you have to close out. You have to close out your browser and neural net once you open Wirecast to start virtual camera, virtual audio. Then open your browser. Then go to neural net. Otherwise, the browser will not see it.
Got it. Back in a few.
And it's a telestream issue.
Joe, is your microphone not backing down now on the level?
It's not backing down now, but it does say that it's connected to it's via Wirecast. It does say that, even though Wirecast is shut down.
Well, if it's not backing down, don't worry about it.
Sounding better because it's not backing down.
Yeah, that's the part I was actually trying to get to solve, was to have it. Now, what I want to do is I want to change the mic source here in Microsoft and see if it starts working again.
Like I said, I wouldn't go into Wirecast if you're running fine now, because then you're going to deal with possible audio delays and getting that tweaked.
Understood.
So if it's not,
I was just trying to No, it's, and again, now I'm back. How does it sound now? Correct. Good.
Yeah.
It's interesting because now it's not backing down where before it was. I don't know what's going on, but
did you reboot your entire system?
No.
Okay.
Hey, Steve,
hey, Haywood.
Yes, sir.
Do you know anything about Wirecast at all?
Nope,
I mean, anything?
Haven't a clue.
Or are you just talking?
I'm just talking.
Nothing. Okay.
Mr. Fruity Pebble, what do you need, man?
Hey guys. Okay, I think I'm about to get this Rode thing.
Okay.
This Rode thing. What is this?
The
this
Procaster
Pro.
Yeah.
Procaster Pro.
Yeah. What other mics on here you think I should get? I'm looking at this Rode NTK microphone. Or this Rode NT1000. I don't know which ones.
And Greg might throw in another idea, but we recommend.
Depends on your budget, man.
When we talk to people about podcasting, now I'm not talking about a microphone for when you're doing your YouTube videos, but like what we're doing right now.
Mm-hmm.
I have a PR40. Mine's expensive. RE20 is expensive, but there's one that we used to use, and we recommend it to everybody because it's USB or it's XLR, which is what you want. So if you're going to get that, and it's made by Audio-Technica. It's the ATR 2100. This microphone sounds so close to the PR40, the RE20, and I hate to say it, the SM7B. For the price of it, it's better than a Shure SM56 or SM57. But so you could hook it up USB or you could do XLR. If you're getting the road, you want to hook it up XLR.
Okay.
You will sound like $1 million with this, and I'm not kidding you.
Because I know I'll do a lot of voiceovers and stuff like that too, and also I'm be doing like more live stuff.
Yes, that's what you want for it.
Steve, I highly recommend, if you're getting a Rodecaster Pro, whichever direction you go, and this is just my opinion, whichever microphone you decide on, make sure you go XLR and not USB.
Okay.
Use that balance line. Be not dependent upon a USB, input going goofy on you, which occasionally they'll do, and you want to go live, and now you've lost the input of your microphone, and it's just because the USB's not getting the power like it should, and you got to reboot your system. That's a bunch of mess. So go XLR. If you end up going and saying, okay, I'm going to drop a little money here, and you get one of these mics like Steven has or I've got, make sure you get a cloud lifter or an equivalent. So Rodecaster, it's a gain booster. So a lot of these big diaphragm microphones are not pushing a lot of gain. So it's a little piece of equipment. Steven can throw it up there for you.
I'm gonna get it
goes
in
line.
Little blue thing.
Like this.
Yeah, bottom line.
Yeah, or you
like
can
you're
save
a
money
million
on
miles away when you talk with it. Without it.
Correct.
Yeah, if you get this one, it's only 80 bucks.
If you're gonna do it, I'm just gonna give you some advice from an audio guy.
No, I'll take
your time. Take your time and do it right.
Okay.
Get your Rodecaster Pro. You can't beat it. Okay. And then instead of dropping $200 on a really nice USB microphone, save a little bit more and go ahead and get you one of these more upper level microphones, especially if you're going to be doing some live and podcasting. And then just make sure, you get a good quality XLR and a cloud lifter. You'll be rolling, man.
I was looking at it when you was talking about the Audio Technica. Then I'm looking at this on this page. It says a Rode NT1A. Stop, Google. I ain't call you. Jesus.
You did say her name.
Oh my goodness.
That's why we call her the A. We call her the A woman around here because if I say her name, she's going to ask what I want.
I forgot I have found two of these. The A woman. I have found two of them at a pawn shop for like $2. So I put one in here and I forgot it, and there's one in my bedroom. So it just reminded me I had to plug it up. Anyway, so yeah, this Rode NT1A or NT1-A large diaphragm condenser microphone.
So if you're doing a show, Steve, if you're doing a show and you want to use StreamYard, you could have your wife in one room. Just get a long XLR cable and run it out of that Rode. Even if you have to temporarily run it on the floor just while you're doing the show, and then just loop it back up when you're done. But she could be in front of her set. You could be in front of your set. You both come into StreamYard separately, but you can then control her audio there on that Rode mixer.
Okay.
Or you could have her next to you with the same type of microphone. Either way, when you're in the same room, that's when you can kind of run into some challenges. Now, fortunately, with a dynamic microphone, you won't run into as many problems when the other person's talking. When Greg was in studio here, we had it set just right to where Greg, if again, using a compressor limiter gate, when he's not talking, it closes, and then I can talk, or, it's not picking up each other. That's when you start getting messy. I shouldn't say get messy, but you start running into additional equipment that you need to get to.
It gets more complex really fast.
Yeah, or messy if you don't know what
Steve,
you're doing.
Let me just give you one concept. The Rode NT1A, great microphone, nothing wrong with it. But if you look at a microphone like Steven's, or you look at mine, there is a difference. And the difference is that Rode microphone is a condenser. Our microphones are dynamic. So that microphone is going to be picking up a lot of external noise. So I don't know what you have in your studio. Fans, like I'm running an air conditioner right now. You don't hear it because this microphone is really here. If we've done this on, with Marty, if I get off this microphone, so just watch. I'm gonna think how much. But now, if I want to get back on it and I want to be talking to you, this is the way it's supposed to be used. But now, there's all that noise out here is gone. Here, talking at same level. And then, of course, all the other factors that you get. So there is a difference. And although that NT1A You know, you're going to drop 250 on it.
Mhm.
That's what, you know, or 220 or whatever it is. I'm just saying, whether it's a 7, you know, this or whatever in this family, that I would suggest that you would look at a dynamic microphone personally.
Yeah, because you can
Was
see
that
here.
Audio
Condenser.
Technica?
You can see right here. I
Yeah,
got a rack of gear here with all fans. There's tons of fans in there, but you're not hearing.
Oh,
it
and
on
it's
my
loud.
Mic. Yeah.
That, in fact,
condenser
Stephen,
mic
go back
is
to that
go ahead.
camera shot. If you look right on the left, there's my microphone when I'm in studio with Stephen, and I'm
Oh, I
right
see
in
it.
front of those.
Oh,
But he
wow.
drops the screen down, and that's my seat right there,
Yeah. There's a
and the
screen right above there.
microphone, and I'm right in front of all of that noise. But no problem.
Yep.
Zero noise coming through the mic.
Now that microphone is
So,
actually
you know,
a little bit more centered when he's in here.
And you said I need
Yeah,
a dynamic mic?
Yeah. A condenser mic is great for a studio when you're trying to pick up a lot of ambient, like you want the instrument and a lot of. I'm actually running a condenser mic, but I've got to go through a lot more technology to kind of pull out all of that excess noise. I've got a compressor with a gate. It's going through a board. There's a lot more going on here than just a dynamic mic into the Rodecaster. If you're going to go where I would start, I dumped into the deep end of the pool based on the recommendation of some friends. So this is a condenser mic, which is designed for a studio type environment. Fortunately, I have a very quiet environment here, so it's not a problem. But if you have any amount of noise, a dynamic mic, to Greg's point, is going to be a lot better because when you're right on top of it is where it likes to talk. This one I can be a little further away, and by virtue of the compressor and the gate I've got going on, I don't drop off too much when I pull away a little bit, where he does. He
Which
drops
is a
off
great
a lot.
advantage in certain
Yes, it is.
situations. That gives you a great advantage. It just depends on your application. You know, I do a
Right.
news program or a broadcast program, so I want to have the ability to work the microphone. And if I'm making a point, I'm getting some proximity effect, or I'm pulling back. You know, so this is good for me. You have to figure out what's good for you. So either way will work. It just depends on which way you want to go. If you're going into the microphones and you chintz out, and this is something you do regularly, you're going to be buying another one a year down the road.
Yeah,
so
that's
basically you said I need a dynamic mic or a condenser mic.
Dynamic.
Dynamic.
I'd go dynamic to start with.
You need to go dynamic. Yeah.
Okay, because about me, I'm really like, I like nicer things, but I'm looking at this. I'm looking at the Rode. I really do like Rode products. I know I'll be paying for the name too and stuff. But I'm looking at these two. I'm looking at one like an M1 dynamic microphone for $99. Then I'm looking at this Rodecaster Pro Master, and what's the difference in those? Like, is it difference when you get more? You pay more for one.
so the Rode Procaster. Okay, that's the same microphone that the Weather Channel uses when they're in the hurricane. Want to hear what it sounds like?
Yes.
They've got overcompensated compression and everything on it. I have 2 of those microphones. I love it. You know where I use them? I use them at a trade show where it's noisy
there's
as
a lot of noise.
all heck. It's not really designed for studio. You could buy it for that. Okay, don't get me wrong. Like when I use it a lot in the studio like a shotgun mic because I have soundproofing in here. I can suspend it right above my head out of frame and talk, and it sounds like I'm like Joe on a condenser microphone. But I think Greg, you would agree, I'm not using it the correct way, but I'm using it because I have it. So, like Greg's saying, what I would do if you're really interested in the Rode microphone, go find a YouTube video of that microphone that you want to get from somebody that's reputable, like a Mike Russell on YouTube. If he's British, I think. That man knows audio, and he tests these microphones without crap on it, with crap on it, and then he does it the correct way. Okay, so listen to how it sounds, and it's going to sound different for everybody's voice. But see if you like the sound. You might think it's too tinny.
Good point, Stephen. There's lots, and you can tell when you're watching the video. But there's quite a few guys out there that really do a good job reviewing microphones. So we give you some basics there. Always willing to help.
Thank you. I really do appreciate that because that's the next step on my thing. I want to do is get better audio.
Exactly.
For sure. And you want to stay in the Rode family. Cool. Just be open to anything and just start doing some reviews and shoot us messages and we'll help figure it out.
I will.
The other thing that will make a decision for you is your application. Do you want the microphone like Greg? Greg does a newscast, and his microphone is definitely within the shot when he does it. I actually have a Sennheiser shotgun mic that I don't use that often, but when I do use it, when I want it out of shot, it's like I'm talking on this microphone right here, but it's right, see if we can do this. It's right up here. You can't quite see it. It's just off camera, and it's pointed directly at me. Also a condenser. It's a tight condenser shotgun mic, but it's just like talking to this, but it's off camera. You don't see it. It's gone.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it depends on your application, what you're looking for. If you don't mind it showing, Greg's instance, he wants it to show. He wants to be able to get that proximity. He wants to be able to get on top of the mic and make a point.
I kind of wanted to show.
Right. Yeah, and Steve, you
then
can
you
do
don't mind.
Like Greg. I'm gonna go to him. He's got one of those podcasting boom arms from Blue, I believe it is. That's what it looks like. One from Blue.
Yeah, it is Blue.
Okay.
And it's got an extender on it for the arm, which is that kind of a good idea.
It's got the extender on it for the SM7B. You know, but
it's
you know, Steve,
it's designed.
I put a lot of research in to figure out what I wanted. Talk to Steve and talk to Marty, and you know, like, but this boom arm was more expensive, but I don't need to buy another one. I mean,
right. But see, here's the other thing.
Dead quiet.
He's also
no spring.
Yeah.
All hydraulics.
So some of these guys wear with the not the hydraulics but the springs, right? And it makes all kinds of noise when they move it. You can buy them for $20-$30. Don't do it.
They're trash.
I actually just recently got one that's gas powered. Okay, right here. It's low profile, and I can move it any way I want. I could lift it up, you know, I could bring it down, but it's for the most part it's out of the shot. But you can see how close I am to the microphone. But when I come to this shot,
there you go.
No, I'm just saying like proximity. You could see right here. But when I go to this shot, you don't see the arm, and the arm is not in my way when I'm trying to press buttons. And that was my big issue. In fact, I was going to get the boom arm that Greg had because I loved that it didn't have any noise to it. The problem with it is it's going to blur my vision of the TriCaster's interface. It's going to blur my vision of the PTZ controller. I can't have that. So I went with the radio style low profile. And it's quiet. You don't hear it move. And that's the biggest thing I could say. If you're looking at a boom arm, get one that's quiet.
Okay.
Isn't the PSA 1 a Rode also? Because that's actually, I just bought it and I got to tell you, I love it. But for me, the reason I have the boom arm is here. I'm working. I'm on a Zoom call. And then when I'm not on a Zoom call, it goes out of the way. Because then I can see all my screens and I want the thing out of the way. So I have the boom arm for a reason.
And of course, we've got Brad in the chat room going, does a bigger mic matter?
But a 5-string bass does.
Of course.
Quality.
And if you're Abraham Laboriel, you can pull the 6-string bass out.
Oh, my goodness. But yeah, so, I mean, it depends. If you're going to do a podcast or a live stream, whether you're game playing or whatever, it's got to be quiet. And I've actually went ahead, and I'll go back to my over-the-shoulder shot. This is recent I did in the last couple of weeks. If you look, all my laptops are all suspended off the desk with rubber mounts underneath the, again, gas hydraulic arms. The reason for that is when I type on them, I don't want my mic picking up the noise of me typing on it. I've suspended this monitor. I have my audio mixer iPad here for the Personas. Everything's within reach, but then I have this open so my camera comes in without obstructing my view or obstructing your view of me. So the reason I'm showing you that, not to go out and buy all this stuff, but think about it. When you're setting things on your desk, get a piece of foam. Like, you'll even see it. I have foam underneath my TriCaster's controller here. Get yourself some foam. You can go to Walmart, get that bed foam. I think it's like $12 for a whole roll. Get it, put it under your devices. Even if your laptop's on one of those fan risers or whatever they call them, where they have the fans to keep them cool, put the foam down, put that on top of it, and then put the laptop on top. You'll thank me later, because when you're hitting the desk, like I'm banging on the desk here, look, and you're not hearing it. That's what I wanted. That's why I did what I did.
That's awesome.
That's a good tip.
You don't have to go as elaborate as I did, but just get foam. You guys in the chat room, get foam. Greg, I think you even did that. You put some foam up and you suspended
But
some of your stuff.
Oh yeah, I've got. Well, actually, what I've got, everything is suspended. I don't have my back camera on right now, but I could show. But everything is suspended off the desktop. Of course, the blue is coming over, and it's angled. And I'm being lazy tonight. But if you want to reposition, Stephen, when I'm actually on show, I'm here, and this chair, it's a different chair, so that's all gone. So this is where I'm at. Mike comes in. So literally about 12 inches is my stream deck. I'm watching vMix here. I'm watching vMix chat here. I've got a screen up here where I'm watching my multi-view.
I'm gonna make him put his back camera on. Just put your back camera on.
Oh man!
Stop being lazy.
And then here is where if I've got any websites or whatever, my stream deck's, just 12 inches. My keyboard's here. There's no noise. And literally, I think like Joe was saying, when it's over and I'm not streaming, this microphone, this blue is so good. Literally, it goes way up there on the wall. And it doesn't affect when I'm working in the office, working in the studio, or playing video games or whatever. So when you make adjustments there, Steve, and you're laying stuff out, lay it out logically, lay it out quietly, make sure you have access to view all of your monitors. You can type, or you can, if you're using shortcuts, a panel or a stream deck, just make sure everything is right here, because really here we're talking about self-production, which is what we do.
Exactly. He just had to get up real quick and head out. But
well, that's all from learning from you, man.
Well, it's not even about, like, I mean, I've learned from people too, but it's more or less about keeping things within arm's reach. I guess I get that from being a drummer, right? I see a lot of drummers who set their drums up where they have to reach for everything. Like when they hit the cymbals, it's weird. Like I watch them. I'll go full. They like lean forward, or they're hitting the cymbals up in the air, and I'm like, that's not how you play drums. You want it to where, just like you can play the keyboard without looking at your keys, I can play the drums.
If I'm in the right position,
I can play the drums without.
I mean, literally, I have to be. If I'm an inch to the left or right, I know where I'm at.
That's what I'm saying. Like I could. Oh, yep. Joe's switching his view. There you go. See, like Joe's it's all within arm's reach there, and he's got his teleprompter.
Right. What you don't see is above these two lights here, which are directly. I mean, you were talking about your lights before.
Yeah.
The way I got rid of the glare is my lights are a little bit above me.
Yep.
And then I have another set that you can't see that are even further back. And what you can't see with this shot is behind me and above me are the washes that go to the fireplace. So this camera's on a teleprompter. I've got the lights above me, so the lights are coming down into my glasses and reflecting down, so you never see the lights unless I tilt up, then you'll see them now reflecting in it. So when I'm looking normally into the camera, it's coming from above and going down. So all you do is need to take your lights, not a lot. Literally, my lights used to be right in front of me. Now they're only up about 12, 14 inches higher. They're still right in front of me, but they're just a little bit higher. And then now I don't get any bounce. And that picture that's on the back wall, go to. Oh, I gotta go to the front shot, Steve. Hold on.
What teleprompter do you have?
That lets you put an iPad in it.
Oh, okay.
But what I did was I bought an 8-inch HDMI screen, and I'm actually driving this is a game rig, so I got 4 monitors here. I'm sorry, 3 monitors, and the 4th monitor is being driven HDMI. And what I just do is I take you guys on the screen that I'm looking at right now, and I drag you up on it. It reverses everything for me, so it's in mirrored mode. But I can actually look directly into the camera and see you guys. And then whenever I'm on a Zoom call, and I use it for mine is for business mostly. So now what I do is I put you all up here on the teleprompter, and I can go to back angle. I can't do it easily. But when I'm in a Zoom call, I can be looking directly at the parties that I'm on the Zoom call with, banks, whatever. So instead of looking like everybody else, it's like, yeah, I'm looking at your face, I'm looking at your face, I'm looking at your face. No, I can look directly at you and look at your face, because now I'm looking at my face. Nice. But now you see the washes that are back on the fireplace? That's actually from some lights. I got one of those fancy poles that goes all the way across the room. and they're swung like lights in a studio.
Can I make a suggestion?
Sure.
Not that it's bad. You need to get some. You need to get some colored par cans on the ground to shine up on that back fireplace with the wash.
Everybody has said that, and I've tried it, and I actually have some LED lights that I tried to drape as well, and I actually have, because I'm an idiot, I also have these lights in an RGB. They're the GVMs, and I have them in the whatever spectral color they're colored. And I tried doing that, and when I put blue on the back, it looks like I'm trying to run a nightclub here instead of an office. So I don't disagree with you.
No, I would
but in the context of my job,
I would do like
your setting.
Yeah, I would do like purple or I would do red, just a real low hue. I'm not talking like crank it up.
Just a little color to it.
Just add a little like I'm talking where it just kind of has like an ambient glow. Like you've seen Leo Laporte, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like you know how like that back when he does twit, he has it's just an ambience. I don't even know how to explain it, but like I have an ambience here.
It's an accent. Basically, he accents it
like,
in the back
look,
with a hint of color.
I have a hint of green over here.
A hint of green, yeah, I see it.
It's
I've
ambient.
got them, and I can before not that we ever will, but we'll do this a million more times. But before next time, I can add some, and we can actually tweak them with the app. And stuff like that. I can change them.
But I have a hint. If I go to 2 here, you can see there.
So
I've got a little hint of green there, and you can
That's
see
what
it.
I've been trying to do myself.
Well,
I turn my lights off and see.
They're actually up underneath here. Like I have this little overhang that's metal.
Mm-hmm.
They're all up under there and they glow down. So, but yeah, you don't have, like I said, don't make it look like a nightclub. You don't want to do that.
That was the thing. Is I swapped out lights to do it, so I had red and blue going on the back line. It looked like I was trying to run a nightclub.
You don't want to do that. So
and I'm gonna actually have to step this camera down a little bit. I'm a little dark still.
Y'all can keep getting high tech all you want to. I'm probably just going to go backwards and get the Marty McPadden shower curtain and a lamp.
No. You know what, Marty? When he does the green screen, he probably does it better than most people that I've seen when we used to do the show. With what he's using, and the lights, he shouldn't be able to do that. Like you have more lights than he does, and Marty will do this. With like 2 lights, he puts one in front and one in the back, and that's it.
I got it, man.
Don't know how he does it. He doesn't even know how he does it.
He went reverse angle on a couple of our shows, and I'm like, oh, that's amazing. It looks awesome, and he's just got it like clamped onto some pole.
I said to him, awesome. I'm like, here we are, busting our butts with like 5, 6, 7 lights on a green screen, and you're doing 2, and you're getting that kind of key.
That kind of clarity, yeah.
Wait till he does it.
Who's this guy? I want to see this because that's definitely
Marty. He's on. He does broadcast now with Greg and I.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's a place too. You can get some tips. We do it Thursdays, and we talk about like we've done a couple things on microphones. We've done it on. We haven't done mixers yet, right?
No, we've done some signal plug.
Yeah, like Brad's 100%.
One other guy to suggest if you want to see YouTube stuff, it's actually where I did a lot of my early research before talking to. Is Booth Junkie. Can't remember his actual name, but his screen name on YouTube is Booth Junkie. He reviews all, and he compares them. He compares a $99 mic with a $1,000 mic, and he'll show you the differences. And you can actually hear it because he'll say it's about your budget, what you can afford. Don't buy a $1,000 mic just because you feel you have to. You can get a lot out of a $99 mic.
And here's the guy I recommend, Mike Russell. He is a certified Adobe.
He's awesome.
This guy. I worked with him. He was an influencer for Telestream. The nicest guy in the world, let me tell you.
Yes.
You send him an email, ask him questions. Now, mind you, he is in the UK, but like he goes through all these microphones. Like here, budget podcasting mic. The Yeti, he'll make the Yeti sound good. Here's Greg's, the SM7B, excuse me. The Elgato. Like he goes through even the audio editing software. So.
And if you get up early on Friday mornings, he does Free Jingle Friday, and I've actually had him make me a jingle, which was kind of cool.
So it's all, yeah.
So the USB mics are really trash, huh?
I can't say they're trash. I just don't prefer it over an XLR.
Okay. If you're here's what I will say for him. If you are in a remote environment and you need to work from the road and you're going to be in a hotel room and you want to do a Zoom call or whatever, carrying a board and an XLR mic and a cloud lifter and all of the XLR cable, blah, 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 blah. Just take a USB mic and plug it into the laptop. That's what I do. I have a nicer one, but yeah, don't schlep
And
all
Steve,
of that gear with you.
that's kind of why I suggested.
But in your studio.
Yes.
Yeah, no, in your studio, I would not recommend it.
But that's why I suggested to you
that's perfect.
getting started without spending a lot of money, because you're already spending $600 for that Rode mixer, was to get the ATR 2100. Because if you do go on location, as you do with cons, you could take that microphone from your studio and hook it up to your computer USB and do a round table, like when you're at the dinner table with like John Riggs and all those guys.
Yeah.
You're not just locked to your studio with that microphone if you're starting out. There's nothing
What was
wrong
that
with that.
microphone again?
It's
I'm sorry, what was it?
It's Audio Technica ATR 2100.
AT21. Okay.
Yeah.
ATR.
ATR. Sorry.
ATR. Okay.
Brad had that microphone. Marty had that microphone. In fact, one of the broadcast nows, I'll have him plug it in next to his PR40, and you will be amazed at the same settings. And that's why I usually recommend it. We recommended it to podcasters starting out because I get 100% where these guys are coming from. I'm with them. I had one, and I gave 3 of them away. I don't even have any anymore because I gave them away to different co-hosts that we had on the show. I stick with this, but I don't do anything on location. If I do, I take my Rode shotgun mic. I have it right on my camcorder.
You got that link?
For the ATR 2100?
Yeah, did you just put it in there?
No, I didn't put the link in, but you can just go on Amazon, just type in ATR 2100.
Yeah, I typed it in. I'm seeing a whole bunch of like kits.
Let me see here. If Brad, do you have a link to that by chance?
Okay, I think I see it now. I got it.
Okay.
But it looks like it's USB.
It's USB or XLR.
Yeah.
Oh.
So that's
USB or XLR.
So you hook it up to your mic at home, or excuse me, your mixer at home in the studio with XLR. But when you're on the road, you hook up as USB, like Joe was saying, and like Greg was saying.
It's a crossover. It'll do both.
Yes. In your studio,
one do you
don't
use?
use USB.
Like I see one for $99, then I see one for $119. I guess the one for $119 is it giving you a cord or something?
The one I was looking at was 8168.
Yeah, they typically don't come with any cords. Maybe a USB cord to be able to come with. Steven, I got a question for you. When you do remote interviews from the show floors, are you using a shotgun mic as your
No, I'm using the
interview mic?
I'm using the Rode Procaster.
Okay.
Handheld with a Sennheiser wireless.
Yeah, because I've got a Sennheiser. I bought for a show we were doing a Sennheiser. What is it? Our PR46 or something like that. I'll have to go downstairs and get it. 64 maybe, something, I don't remember.
Okay.
Man, I got to tell you, that thing, it's a dynamic mic. It sounds awesome.
My wireless handheld microphone setup, I think the microphone was like $200 from Rode, and then like the transmitter was like $800 for the Sennheiser, just the thing that plugs in the bottom.
It's the small, is it the Rode little square cap thing that goes at the bottom of an XLR mic?
Yeah, but I have it from Sennheiser.
Oh, you have it from Sennheiser. Oh.
And then the transmitter's probably like $200 to $250. I think that sounds about right, right?
Right, and it'll adapt into a board, or it'll go directly into a camera via 3.5 mil.
Correct. Or XLR.
Yep. Cool.
Hey, Steve, I'm going to try to put this in the chat room here. If it lets me.
Okay, I think I see it now.
Yeah.
I think I'll start off with that $99 mic. Then when I get better, move up to a better mic.
Well, yeah, and the reason I say that is because
that's a good plan.
If you're gonna, if you got to get one for your wife, so you both have the same microphone. I am a big, firm believer and stickler on this. Just like I'm sure Greg will tell you, if he has somebody that's going to be a regular in his studio, he's going to buy another SM7B. I have another PR40 in my studio that when Greg comes over, or my son, or my wife, whoever's sitting in my guest location, has the same microphone as me.
Okay.
Not only is it visually appealing, but I at least know how the microphone is going to perform in my studio. So when you're spending $100 on this microphone, and then you're spending $100 for your wife, now you're up to $200. If you spend $350 for a mic like I have, now you're up to almost $900 for 2 microphones.
Okay.
So you got to think of it like that. Anytime I look at things, and I would highly recommend this, when you buy this Rodecaster, whatever, however many cables you have, Like if you find out you need 4 cables, buy 2 of every cable. Because if you're in the middle of a broadcast, something goes wrong, you can have that cable and you can pull it out and put it in. That might sound crazy, but I'm telling you, like, I have 3, sometimes 4 of every cable in my studio. I even have backup network switches that I can swap out if one of them dies in the middle of it. Because here's the thing, we're ready to go live, and my network right here in front of me goes down, but the rest of everything else is running. I'm dead in the water. I can easily, in 2 minutes, pull out a switch while the intro's running, plug the dummy switch back in, and I'm back up and running. So people could say I'm OCD, but I have a backup cable, sometimes 2, sometimes 3, of just about everything.
And that's honestly, that's something that will also come over time, because I can tell you that I started off with one of each cable as I need, and as you go, it's just a natural thing where you'll end up having more cables. Yeah,
But XLR cables, they could go bad.
The Velcro little tie wrappy things.
Oh yeah,
make sure you get a lot of those too, because believe me, you'll need them.
Yes. What about these stands y'all was talking about?
So the blue one, what is that, Greg? Is that $200 for that?
I don't think it's that much.
I'm looking at the in the Rode family again. I'm looking at this studio arm. I guess it's PSA1, but
yeah,
I can't believe these arms are like $100.
Yeah,
that's the one you got right here. That's this one right here.
$100.
That's what. Yep. And it's balanced and it's quiet, just like And the Blue Yeti one, I think, is also $100. Same thing.
Mine that I have is $80.
Now, is that really designed, Stephen, for a microphone, or is it really more of a monitor mount you're using for a microphone?
Oh no, nope, it's right here. It's designed for a microphone.
Hold on. I gotta drag that down. I want to see that.
So do cords come with these mics, or you got to buy a different cord?
It will come. It will. Some of them come with it. It'll come with the USB, but the XLR you'll probably have to buy. They're inexpensive. See,
XLR.
My microphone stand is designed, and it comes with a pole like that. Mine's designed for radio. That's how they do it. I set mine up to be, just like I was showing you guys. Greg, were you showing something? Hang on, let me go back over to there. There, he's showing the blue before I go and show mine.
That's the one I purchased.
Okay.
Hold on.
All right. I'll come back to Greg here. But I bought an iPad clamp to put on that pole, Joe. And I also bought a keyboard stand. You see this keyboard right here?
Mm-hmm.
That's to my TriCaster. Before, it used to be tucked away under here, and I had a hard time accessing. So I bought a clamp that attaches to that pole for the microphone arm. So my iPad here with the PreSonus is on it, and it just clamps on. It was like $12. And then I bought this, which then clamps onto the pole. So that pole, like I thought it out when I was getting it, because, oops, let me go to Greg full screen. That's why I did that.
That's my stand. Blue Compass.
Yeah, it's $100, just like the PSA one.
$100.
Yeah, Stephen. What you can't see from the reverse angle that I showed you before is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 6 of mounted and Vivo poles back there holding up every single monitor on this desk.
Yep.
As well as all of these lights, because
I have the same
stable as hell.
Vivo.
It's stable as hell.
I have the same Vivo. That's what all these monitor. So they're great. And Keisha in the chat room says, any recommendations for a budget graphics card? Great stream, guys. Well, let me ask you first. Is this, when you're saying a budget graphics card, are you gaming? Are you trying to live stream? And if you are, Mac or PC? And is it a newer PC? And the reason I ask this is because right now there's a graphics card shortage. And you're going to pay through the nose on these. And I don't and I don't want to say, hey, get a GT 1350 or something like that. That's like a $4,000 card. I guess I want to know, like, Greg, what do you have in yours for your gaming rig? Do you know the NVIDIA one?
Yeah.
But yours was probably a really beefy, expensive card, though, too, wasn't it?
It was, but my system was built. What I would have, I'll look it up in a second. But what my system was built was, my system was built for the components to be married together. So just because, and I know this from my PC builder. So if you go out and, okay, well, I'm getting this motherboard, I'm getting this graphics card, I'm getting this RAM, I'm getting this hard drive, you can put it all together and still have, even though it's great stuff, it's a trashy system. I'm going to explain to you why. There was a show a few years ago where the Queens of Soul came on together. There was Aretha Franklin, there was Mariah Carey, Whitney Houston, and 3 or 4 others, just the most incredible vocalists in the history of the world. But when they sang together, it was pure trash. But when they sang alone, it was beautiful because they're soloists. They're not a choir. Okay. So kind of the same thing with your PC. This is a PC world I'm talking about. So my motherboard was bought specifically to marry to the graphics card that the guy put in, that married specifically to the RAM, which is the highest speed RAM, et cetera, which married specifically to my hard drives, which were the M.1s.
M.2.
Or M.2. Thank you. See, I don't do this stuff. They build it for me, but M.2. And then, you know, down to the power supply, had the right power supply with the correct amount of power, plus a headroom. So my point is, you want all your components to work together very well. And what happens then is you can get the most out of all your hardware together. So it, you know, depends on the motherboard you have, but I see there graphics card for gaming shortage just caused me to think if I should wait or just buy a lower quality card.
You're like Greg's saying, your computer's only as fast as its slowest component.
Correct.
Right. And if it was me personally, unless you're just in dire need, I would wait.
Yeah, I mean, I just bought
a new gaming rig, and mine is, to your point, it is kind of married together, but mine has it's M.2 drives, 1 terabyte, set on a Asus ROG motherboard. It's a Gen 11 i9 and 8 core. I wanted a 10 core, but the Gen 11 only came in an 8 core, and it's got a 3080 Ti Ultra in it, so it's
you're rolling, man.
That's pretty jacked up.
So, are you a gamer, or are you?
Yeah, he games. He does Call of Duty. He does Call of Duty too.
No, Arma. No Call of Duty. Arma, DCS, Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020, and now we're kind of hooked. My guys, I have a small crew. We're kind of hooked into Scum, which is a survival game. Think Minecraft for adults, basically what it is. You craft stuff, and it's fun.
Okay.
But Arma's our big game. I run an Arma server with a group of about 15 to 20 guys. We play Tuesdays, Fridays, and Sundays.
Nice.
So,
what part of the country are you from?
Chicago, outside in the suburbs.
Chicago. Okay, nice.
So, Keisha, this is one that I recommend, and I actually have this in my Wirecast gear. When I helped design the Wirecast gearbox back when we were doing it, this is the NVIDIA Quadro P2200. It'll do live streaming. It has 4 display ports on it, 5 gigabytes of a GDDR5X RAM. This will do your 1280 CUDA. It will do high-end 4K display, a 5K resolution. It's got a ton of stuff. Right now, you can get it on Amazon for $500. Now, this was, believe it or not, this was like an $800 graphics card at one point. So if you want a budget graphics card that'll do it, and you need it now, you can do that. But I'm kind of in the same boat as Greg. If you don't need it now, I kind of would wait. I'm kind of like, you know, because the prices are going to come down. It's just how it is. It's supply and demand right now because of everything, the constraints on everything. So
well, the log jam's kind of breaking because we saw, again, gamer community. We saw a break in some of the graphics cards that have been coming out lately. They drop a little bit. They're still above MSRP for the most part. You're paying a premium still to this day. if you wait till, what was my guy telling me? There's a bunch of guys in the group that are heavy into it. One of the guys said if we wait till it's September, no, I think it was November is what he said. He said we should be seeing a lot better prices by that point, but I just didn't want to wait, so I bought a new game ring. It's got the whole RGB lights on it. It's a whole thing.
Nice.
Steve, are you still there?
Well,
or are you
plus
frozen?
also, mining in crypto has adjusted a little bit where it's not as advantageous for people to be building these rigs at home.
Right.
And that's adjusted now because mining farms are taking over, and you're better off, if you're a believer in crypto, to invest in the crypto versus investing in the mining. You'll make your money back quicker if you're in a good project. So that's kind of releasing some.
I was going to ask the question earlier. What games do you play, Greg?
Warzone, Fortnite.
Okay.
Getting my son, we got a group of guys here at church all play together, and I've got some guys I play with Warzone. My buddies, my age, and we play pretty much each night for a couple of hours. He
lets me play once in a while when he needs to laugh at
They're
somebody.
trying to get me into Destiny 2 right now. My son and but I just
There's a reason they call me Respawn.
Free guy. Call him free guy.
Oh, no. I'm the sacrificial lamb. When I play with those guys, notice I say,
Steven, run out there and draw the fire. We'll take care of him.
He's the red shirt on the away team, right?
Yes,
he is. I'm sorry, guys. Hey, I'm going to have to give this video for tomorrow and also get ready to eat. And I got to do like 2 videos and stuff. So
all right, no worries, man.
Thank y'all for the information and everything. I really appreciate it.
All right.
Good to meet you.
See you, Steve.
Good to meet y'all, too. Take care, man.
Yeah, see you, Steve. We'll see you again soon, man.
I think his bandwidth was starting to go. Maybe his wife was.
It was a little bit.
Yeah. Let me restructure us here a little bit. Let's go with this. Too many Gregs there for a second. How is my audio to you guys? Is it low? Is it because we were playing with it the other day?
It's good right now.
Is that that was something?
Solid.
That was something you were saying the other day, Joe. Like you and Jeff were having a hard time hearing me, and so
yeah, you were definitely softer yesterday. You're better today. But a question I have is my audio still good? Is it still coming in clean?
It's cracking every now and again, but it's only when you get on
challenge. No, it once again it did it. Now it's drying out because I've left it open. I've left the device's properties open, and I'm watching it kind of kink around a little bit. And I'm like, I can drag it up. Watch, it'll do this. Take it up around 43, Whoa. And you. Yep. Now I'm driving. Well, watch, it's already coming down. 36, 35. The minute I start talking, it starts adjusting, and I do not have it. I specifically set it and then unset it.
Yeah.
And it's still doing
maybe it wasn't you. Maybe it was Steve, because I know he was sometimes he was clipping because he's trying to get a lot of that lav and that lav. Nothing against him, but it just really didn't sound clean. It sounded really muddy.
Well, we're getting him dialed in.
Yeah,
gave him some good advice.
Yeah, that's what we'll have to do. Get him dialed because it
okay. So
it sits.
Excuse me.
Don't die on my stream. If you're gonna die somewhere else.
No, it's all good.
Jeez.
Just COVID.
Oh, jeez.
Fire up Wirecast. Fire up the virtual camera and all of the virtual items. Then fire up the browser. Then come to the stream. Then go to neural net.
Correct.
Got it. I'll try that next time.
So let me see.
Just want to see if we can work on this mic thing a little bit better.
All right. So like here, let me open up Wirecast here. Yes, Greg, it's still. Look what else is still on my bar. Streamlabs, OBS. Those guys just are money hungry.
Oh, it's terrible, dude.
Okay,
I would never use them again.
No. Go into OBS Streamlabs or Stream Elements is great. All right, so let me just do this. Let me go to an NDI feed. Let's take the TriCaster's output. No, I don't want to do that because then it's just going to be an infinite loop. Let me grab the live. Actually, I'll grab Joe. There he is. Okay. So there's Joe. Now we're going to take. We're going to go up here to virtual camera. I'm going to put a check mark next to the virtual microphone, so that should turn it on. So now you see a check next to match canvas and virtual microphone. Now we're going to hit start. And of course, I don't have the drivers in, so it's going to want me to...
Yeah, because it just updated. Yep, I did that as well.
Well,
that was earlier today.
It's probably going to want me to reboot, which I don't want to do. But let's see what happens. Yep, it's going to want me to restart, and I can't do that, so we're not going to do that.
That's fine. But if I start... Now, here's a question. Once I start it, do I have in neural net, do I have to select an audio source, and should it see the Wirecast virtual camera and the Wirecast virtual microphone?
You're
should it
gonna
see
have
those
to
separately?
So if we go to the call-in system here, on the right-hand side, you should see Wirecast virtual camera.
Yep.
And if it was on,
see, it was not showing that. It was not showing that before.
And then the mic, you want to choose data source virtual. That's how it's going to show up for Wirecast virtual microphone.
Okay.
It's going to say data source item 0 virtual, and then you select that. So then it pulls your Wirecast virtual, and then you go through the whole thing. So if I actually rebooted this, which I can't because of the YouTube here, it'll kill everything.
Yeah, no, don't. That's right. No, that's fine.
But that's essentially how you would do it.
Got it. And that's what I was doing. The only thing that was happening was because the start order wasn't proper, and I didn't shut down all of the browser windows. I fired up Wirecast. I fired up the virtual camera. It picked up the EOS virtual camera from Canon. It switched over to the mic. It saw the mic, but then when I came into neural net, it was not showing the Wirecast camera at all. I mean, there was no option for it, and it was not showing any microphones. So that was a function of the fact of my startup routine procedure was not properly followed.
That's how Telestream does it for some reason. I don't know why they've always had it like that, where you can't go to the tab. Like if you were doing, I don't know what it's called now. It used to be like Google Hangouts. You remember Google Hangouts? Or Zoom? The way it used to work with those programs, even, you had to make sure they were closed, start your virtual cameras, your virtual microphones, then open those applications, and then you'd be able to see things in it. But Telestream did something that now forces you to do that. And sometimes what happens is if you used it, say, in Skype, and then you want to try to use it in Zoom, the operating system will hold on to it and not let it go unless you reboot.
I actually had, this was a long time ago, I had one of the gaming streaming services, and it would enable on startup.
Yep.
And then Wirecast would say, no, you don't have a camera.
Correct.
Because that streaming service had grabbed the camera already and wouldn't let it go to Wirecast. So I actually uninstalled, I wasn't using it anyhow. I had to uninstall that software just to be able to let Wirecast find the camera.
Yep.
And I've also had that happen, not often with Wirecast, when you shut Wirecast down and then you go to a Zoom call direct and you're trying to bring up a camera where suddenly the camera is not there.
That's one of the reasons I know Greg will tell you that we switched to vMix, and because we haven't had that problem in vMix where it said, oh no, you can't use that camera because another application is using it. It just works.
And I'll ask the question, there's 5 other people here, 4 other people now. Am I going to have that much of a learning curve moving from Wirecast to vMix in your own mind? And you know how little I use both to start with already, so.
Well, let's put it this way. Greg's church was using vMix Wirecast for how many years?
Quite a few.
And then
let me set your heart at ease. You will learn vMix in 1/20th of the time you would learn Wirecast.
Okay.
Yeah, I know Steven. I know Steven knows them inside and out. But for me, you know, I was on your Facebook. You're in the banking industry. You have an analytical mind. You're definitely proficient in computer. Listen, vMix is so smooth, so logical, wonderful training videos. It's not even close. Okay. And that's not a knock on Wirecast, but their interface is terrible, my opinion, compared to vMix and the logical structure of things.
Got it. Because I've been looking to not like I wanted to make the transition, but you know, there are these individuals that I used to hang with a long time ago, and by virtue of their knowledge and support of Wirecast, I went down that path. I am not married to it though. I can make the change. It's not.
Well, and
Well, I was going down that path, and somebody told me to
we got you the
not
license,
do it.
and we said,
Huh?
we got you the license for Wirecast. We're like, because you wanted to use it for a show, because you were piddling
Right.
around with OBS, and I said to Greg, I'm like, this was after I left Telestream. I'm like, just so you know, I switched to vMix 3 months ago. This was back in October, and I left Telestream in December, and I said, now I can go public and say that I'm using vMix. I'm no longer using Wirecast. I haven't been using it. That's another thing that made it tough. And you need to go on vMix.
Okay.
And
again, I always rely on my experts. That's why I have guys like
Well,
you. I mean, I'd prefer I have no problem following.
I've been using vMix for what, 6 months now, Steven?
Yep.
6 months. And early on I put quite a bit of time into it, but now I put more time into my pre-production and my content because I've kind of built it out, got everything worked in my Stream Deck. And honestly,
he's gotten really good at it.
Sub master level pro. I understand it. I got it. I mean, I got it. So there are some things and nuances I'm still learning, but no problem. I know it.
Some of you guys start talking about coding. Well, let's write some scripts.
You don't
for
have to
vMix.
code nothing.
No, you don't have to code nothing.
Please,
you don't have to code anything.
You can script with it.
You can run scripts and do all this. Listen, this is easy.
I saw the chat that came up from Bobby. That's already unchecked, Bobby. Believe me, I did that an hour ago, and for some odd reason, something's still grabbing control.
No, I saw Bobby wrote that too. One of the things when you're dealing with streaming software, it takes over the OS. It takes over any defaults that the OS has because it's in the code of broadcasting software. That's why I didn't suggest something like that, because the way they do it is because they want reliability. I guess that's the best way I could say it. They want reliability. They don't want you to accidentally open up a program. It pulls the camera out of, like, say, Wirecast or vMix, and then you contact the company and say, your piece of crap software just caused me to lose clients because I was running it and it pulled the camera. So they have it hard-coded in there to override anything like that. I guess I should have said that earlier when I was making the joke about Windows. I
don't mind that it's doing. It was explaining a little bit last night. I would like to do one thing with you guys while I have you here. If we can do one thing.
Sure.
Okay, watch. We're going to do this. We're going to move that away. We're going to move this in. We're going to fade. And we're going to bring this up.
We're going to watch him break something.
No, I shouldn't be breaking anything. This one I think has to come up a little bit higher, though. How does that sound right now? It should be picking up more ambient back noise. Now I'm running a Shure SM7B, not through the DBX, directly into the board and directly into you guys.
I mean, it sounds better.
Yeah, I think it's better than your condenser. Absolutely, 100%. You sound warmer.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Now, what about background noise though?
Well, we hear you snapping.
Very little. I hear your fingers snapping a little.
Okay, but not a lot. Okay, because it's a quiet environment, so it's not a problem.
So let me tell you what you do now. You take that microphone, you get vMix, you then get you a 99 bundle of VST3 plugins. You put some plugins that automatically set themselves on your vMix input for that SM7B, and you're going to start sounding like Paul Harvey.
Use the VST plugins as the board for compression, condensing, gate, and all that.
You use the VST plugins on the independent channel of the SM7B. So when you bring in that input into vMix, you then hit the sprocket wheel. You go into the settings of the channel, and one of the submenus is plugins. And from there, you click plus, you have to add VST3 only for vMix, and you bring in, okay, well, I've got a compression, I've got a noise gate, whatever, and you use these VS3 plugins, and boom, you are sounding like a king.
Because I bought this. Well, no, I bought, and this is on a really, really bad arm right now, just because I wanted to test it with you guys. That's why I brought it in even. So do I need to be right on top of this mic, though, to make it work right, correct?
No,
like you
you're
are.
okay at your level. Are you using a cloud lifter on it or a gain increase? Okay,
It
that's
has it has the
obvious.
cloud lift. Yep.
Okay, yeah, it would just needs a little bit of warm added to it. But honestly, you can do that right in vMix. You can deal with the EQ. You can deal with everything. It eliminates. It's kind of like an audio system back in the days of analog, where you would have your mixing board, you'd have a rack of compressors, you'd have uh, optimizers, you'd have effects units. Now everything is built in to these digital boards, these beautiful preamps. It's all married to work together. You're adjusting everything, and it's all software driven, but it's works, and that's what I like about vMix. I have used this every week, multiple times, nonstop for 6 months. I've never had one vMix failure, not one. I've never had a problem. I've updated, I've learned it. And the only thing I would suggest is when you build it, you learn it step by step and you build it logically. And if you do that, it'll just grow and it'll impress you. A lot of the other equipment that you think you need, bye-bye.
Yeah, I used to have a DBX 266XL.
Mhm.
It's at the church right
Yep.
now.
166 or the 266.
I had a 266, but the 286 was the best one. But 266, we were using it to kind of mute out background noise at the church before we got the Behringer. Now it just sits there. I need to bring it back home, but
Let me see if I can do this
but
right
nobody
quick.
uses it any.
Okay, so you guys hear me right now?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
All right. You hear me right now?
Yes, you're lower.
Mm-hmm.
You hear the difference?
Yeah, you don't sound as
So
warm.
let's talk about what's going on in the world tonight. Now listen.
It's a little flatter.
Just listen now.
Okay, now talk.
So let's talk about what's going on in the world tonight.
He's Walter Cronkite.
Yeah, it added a lot of bass into it.
So what I'm running on as plugins, I'm running an X noise stereo, I'm running a compressor and a gate, I'm running a de-esser, I'm running an RVox, I'm running a bass compensator, and I'm running an ultra maximizer, sorry. And got them all dialed in. And you see how quickly in vMix and seamlessly, no problems. I disengaged the plugins. I turned the plugins back on. There's no failure in my system. There's no hangups. It's just as smooth as silk.
Now, can I get something like that and put it on my overall mix?
Sure, you can put it on the master.
Well, the reason I'm asking that is there's got to be a VST plugin that will auto balance whatever it's hearing. Right?
There is, man. Listen, that VST library is pretty much limitless. So you can actually add plugins on each individual channel. Like I'm on my news setup right now. I've got
Yeah, but the live to air is all one channel on the board. That's the bad
yeah, I know.
part.
But right now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've got 31 inputs of audio, Joe. 31 inputs of audio. Well, here.
You've got this set as individual audio. Not enough. It's not just an FX channel?
No, everything's in vMix. And routed through my Stream Deck. Like, even if I run video with sound, boom.
Oops.
All right, well, I'm on my, let me bring this one back, broadcast now. So each channel coming in, I have independent control on. I can run independent VST plugins. I can do whatever I want. That's why I really like the power of vMix for personal production. There's a reason a lot of people are using it now. That's just,
and again, just asking, and I know it's an individual choice, but which version of the license are you running? I'm just looking at the licenses right now.
I've got the.
You have the 4K.
HD or 4K?
I've got 4K.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, I got 4K.
And the biggest reason you got that was, just as a question.
For 4K.
I have a lot of guests.
Got it.
But I'm now getting, I'm going to switch over to live to air. John's helping me there, and with neural net. So working that process to get set up. There are some backside things of neural net, of live to air, that I prefer over vMix call. But a large portion of my news program and interviews would be kind of like, maybe what you, I don't know what you do. I know you do a lot of business for Bank of America or Zoom calls, but if you were doing interviews or having a client and whatever, there's a lot of back end stuff that live to air offers that vMix call does not. But with that said, I'm very happy with vMix call. It's been phenomenal.
Got it.
And I will keep using. I use it. I'll be using it tomorrow or Tuesday. So you can't beat it.
Go crazy.
I mean,
Go
I'm
stupid.
a fanboy of vMix. I watched our engineers at the church, and we've got very, very, very high level engineers, who are very smart, who is really good friends with Steven. I would watch them occasionally struggle with Wirecast just for no reason. And I made them, well, yeah, I guess I did. I made them switch to vMix. And, well, no, we don't want to do that. I said, you're doing it, period. And we haven't looked back. And we run a pretty big operation, multi-camera system, multi-stream system for our church. And they made that switch on a Monday, which is a really big changeover, with all the routing, all the audio, all the testing. Wednesday night, I was live doing music, and Sunday we were live with no problem, and we've never looked back. And that's been 4 months ago, maybe. It was seamless.
I think the biggest
It's
thing,
just logical.
biggest thing, Joe,
My 13-year-old son can run vMix.
I think the biggest thing you got to understand with vMix versus Wirecast is Wirecast does things in layers. vMix does things the way a traditional switcher would do it. You have your upstream keyers, your downstream keyers. You have your multi-views. You have, I think once you wrap your head around how that works, everything else is a piece of cake. Like you have a shot bin. We'll call it a shot bin, just like you're used to with Wirecast. But then you could set up other tabs to be like your lower third tab, your camera tab. So if you need access to it, rather than going through 50 shots that you have set up, you just go to your camera tab, and you can go in there and edit things that you need to do in there. But
it's just logical.
The simplicity, like when Greg does a double box shot in vMix, it gives you options that are preset where it can zoom in to your second guess. Like it'll actually, Can you demonstrate that? Just to show him where it's not something you program.
So let's say I'm talking to somebody here, right? And I'm talking with them, so I want to bring them in. Boom! Now they're full screen. Of course, I would be out if I was in setup.
Yeah.
Now they're talking. I'm back to both of us. I'm doing whatever I want. That's about a 10-second setup in vMix. Literally, 10 seconds.
What I'm seeing from here in terms of you guys are at 4K, again, not a challenge from my perspective, but I can jump in at just basic HD, learn the system, because it looks like everything except some of the fancier functionality is pretty much in the base grade version. I mean, instant replay I'll never use,
Well,
eventually
if you
I'll want to go to one caller, but
if you want to do the multi-caller, I would do the 4K. If you want to do the multi-caller, like more than 2.
Right.
There's some other things though, is the output, I think, on it. Like how many outputs you can do, how many
see, out of vMix
monitors.
I'm streaming to 3 places simultaneously. I'm not having to go through a third party like Restream.io or any of those.
But what I'm saying, Greg,
what do you use, Steven? You've got that whole big program.
I do. I have the Pro, but to be fair, they sent me the Pro, but I bought the vMix 4K.
Not on vMix. No, when you're streaming to 20 places at what time though? What do you use?
Switchboard.
Switchboard. Yeah. So I don't have to deal with any of that. I have to stream to Facebook, YouTube, and I have to send my stream to Integrity Television to their servers. And I hate to be a fanboy, but
Well,
they're good.
well, wait a second. So double check when you're looking at the vMix, because what I mean by outputs, I'm not talking about destinations. I'm talking about how many monitors you can go to if you need to do that.
That's correct.
So double check that, because let's see, HD doesn't give you the custom GT graphics, which are animations, which you may want those. Those are, so like here, look, when I do the this is a GT animation from vMix that I use in the TriCaster. See how it animates in on the social? It comes in like this. That's a GT animation. And so I'm actually sending this from vMix to the TriCaster and then back out through the TriCaster to the stream. And so
the
that's
GT Designer Advanced is what you're talking about, which really starts at the 4K level. Got it. Understood.
And you can edit those. They're
okay,
editable.
This is easy.
Multi-coders.
I'm going to agree with Steven here 100% from being a vMix user. First of all, here's the golden thing about vMix. You can download it
full blown,
and you can have Pro for 30 days to learn the entire system. They're going to give you the fully unlocked version for 30 days. You can run and blow doors. And then from that point, that ends, you then make the decision. Oh, okay, I need HD.
Which one do you want? Got it.
Exactly.
So, Joe,
and here's the deal with vMix. Forget the subscription. You don't want to do that.
No, I wasn't. No, I don't need that.
No, what you want to do is it's a lifetime license, and you'll have vMix that allows you for updates for 12 months. And then I think, Steven, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's $60 a year.
60 or
after
100,
that.
60 or 100, 60 or 120, I think. I forget what it is.
I think it's 60.
It might 65. Be 60. Yeah.
Yeah. It's not much, and you're in forever.
But if you look
buy
there,
that license one time,
you don't get 2 external outputs with the regular HD. You don't get 2 full screen outputs, and you don't get 4 virtual outputs, which Greg will tell you they come in handy for multi-view. So
I'm going to tell you why you want
the 4K.
You know what? Martin should be paying us for this. Okay? Martin should be, I mean, really, we need to send them guys this video and let them know what we're doing here. There's 2 reasons you need 4K. Just in case you expand in the future and you're doing multiple colors, it's incredible to have a couple of guys on there chatting with. And the second and most important reason is GT Designer Advanced.
Yes.
No question. No question.
And here's the thing. If you ever want to go to Pro, I think the step up for that is only like $100 some, whatever they have it. You're not paying the full price to go to Pro, or like if you do HD, you're going to pay the difference to go up to vMix 4K.
Correct. They incrementally ding you. I'd download it for a month and have fun with it.
Well, just knowing that alone, that makes it, because I was going to step in light at 60.
Well,
just buy it straight away. But if you get Pro for 30 days, screw it.
Well, that's what I was going to tell you. At the church, we got 4K. That's what we're using. And then my mobile rig that runs vMix is 4K. That's the one I purchased. Then my one here in the studio is the Pro. Martin gave me back. I've been talking for a while, so he gave me Pro. But if I was buying it, I'd probably only have 4K in here, only because that's a lot of money to throw down.
Well, I also don't see. I 1, maybe 2 colors. I don't think I'll ever have 8 colors.
No,
let's be real.
No, it's 4K.
Yeah. So all right, cool. Decision made.
But yeah, do your trial. I think, what is it? 60 days. You get 2 months to do whatever you want with it.
30 or 60.
No, it's 60.
Yeah, 60 days, 2 months.
Yeah, you get 2 months before you even buy it. Play with it. Make sure you like it. Don't just take our word for it. All right, he's got a question for me here, Bobby, in the chat.
If you got any questions, shoot me a message on Facebook anytime, Joe.
So Bobby Broadway says, my questions for Steven, are those ear monitors the custom like 3000 ones I've seen videos on? No, these are not the molded ones. These are the 526s from Shure, I believe they are, right, Greg? 526 in-ear monitors. I'd have to take it out, look, but I think they're the.
I don't know if 526 is the number. They're Shures. I can't remember the number you have.
I think he's talking about, I think, what they're called HNs, and they're reference monitors for in your ears. They have like 7 drivers. They cost $3,000 a pair. Seen them? They're custom molded to your ears.
Those are the ones Leo Laporte
They're
uses. That's not the ones I use. I have mine are like $500 some for it. Let me just pull it out of my
I have
ear.
a pair of like $20 ones I usually use, but I'm using the nice Sennheisers tonight. I don't feel like dealing with them. Well, thank you for the mic test. That was good. I'm kind of enjoying this little bit of Shure SM7B time.
Oh, 535.
It's, what is it?
The Shure 535s.
That's right. I knew that number didn't sound right. 535.
535s. So I'll pull them up here for you guys. But you got to remember something. I play drums. I have a studio over there with my drums, and I need to be able to hear everything. So I just doubled these up. Looks like the cheapest I see them here is on Zounds, and you can get them for $449. And I have these are the clear ones that I have. And let me tell you something. Greg was wearing them until he chickened out, put the other ones in. But no, I got the clear ones because I didn't want you to be able to see them. So I have them inside my ears, and when I'm looking at the camera, you don't see it. But some guys, they don't, like Greg, when he was wearing them, he used to just keep one in his ear. I like 2 of them in my ears. I like to be totally self-contained. But I'm going to get a pair of AKG headphones for like if I do any kind of remote production for people, so I don't have to keep it in there. They're semi-opened, so I can hear outside of it. Hey, Mike, what's going on? But I mean, these are really good headsets, and they've got different rubber pieces or foam pieces that you can put in your ears.
So, Steven, give me full screen a second.
You're on.
This is an alternative. I play a lot of music, and I've got a lot of friends that are studio musicians in Nashville, and most of the guys, and they have unlimited budgets, but they're using Ultimate ears that are molded.
Oh, nice.
These are phenomenal.
Yeah, these are the ones
in
that
your
went
monitors.
Up to like $3,000 a pop for the fancy ones. Yeah, these are them.
There are, but you can get some really, really good ones around that $500 to $800, budget. These are really, really good. Molded, custom molded, the whole 9 yards. So this is Ultimate ears.
What did they cost?
Anywhere from $5,000 to $5,000.
So how many?
They've got some insane ones.
How many pairs do you have? No, I would.
Moving on.
Listen, if I was doing this for a living, in the sense of I was on air as a talent for a living, I would 100% pay for that. 100%. Wouldn't even think about it.
But here's the deal for me. I'm a musician, and now doing this, I still can only have one ear in. I have no idea how you're running 2 ears.
I wonder if it's a piano player thing, because my wife started out with 2 ears and she's like, I can't do it. She said it disconnects me from the audience.
Mine is more, for me, unless I'm traveling and playing music with very, very high-end systems that production companies come in, then it's possible for the 2 ears. But in general application or talking or being in a studio, for me, when I have both ears in, for me, I just feel like I just do not feel right. My communication, I feel like I'm in a cave for me personally. Now, it could be goofy for me because I travel a lot, and a few years ago, I was flying into Sacramento and blew my eardrum out, my right eardrum. Just my ears messed up on that flight for some reason. So maybe it's some remnants for something of that, because it is my right ear that I cannot put a monitor in. I cannot. And that's the eardrum that blew out.
So maybe you're just sensitive.
I don't know.
Maybe you're sensitive. Did you ever do radio at all?
I did. Early on, 18 years old, Christian Broadcasting Company. I was in high school, and a buddy of mine said, "You know what? You need to go do some of that and just have some fun." And I did a graveyard shift when I was 18 years old, DJing, spinning the records, man. I'm old enough to spin
Well,
on the records.
that's why I'm surprised you don't want, well, both ears, because usually radio DJs, man, like with the cans, they got to have them both on.
Now, I'll tell you this. If I was on radio, okay, now, back then, I probably, and that's 30 years ago, probably did have both ears on, but Steven, there was no in-ears back then. I had the big,
I had the big
ears on, and
I had the big AKGs when I did radio 15 years ago. I had the big AKGs.
Now, here's the deal. Okay, Joe, you make a great point. Here's my gaming.
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
Now, if I could be on the program right now with this on, it would be phenomenal. Be no problem.
That's why, and tonight with you guys, just because I like the quiet when I'm gaming, usually mic's down, and I'm using the mic on the headphone. But for you guys, I just, again, and when I do, because I have the internet radio station, when I do it, I like to have full covered ears, because I like to hear the music, the quality, and be able to adjust the volume as it's going out to make sure everything's tight.
And Greg, when you were in here setting my audio, you had both ears on. You had my noise canceling headphones on, and you put them on both ears.
That's correct.
So,
because I'm not talking.
That's weird.
Just listening. It's only the talking.
See, I like it completely closed off when I'm broadcasting, when it's just me in here. Like when I want it completely studio where I don't hear any background noise. If I'm producing, if like let's say you and Joe are doing a show and I'm producing for you, then I want over the ear cups on that are not fully closed. I want them open in the back so I can still hear some things around. It's weird. Like I hate wearing these when I'm producing.
If I try to give her a different look. When I'm doing the news program, I don't have my gaming chair. I've got a different chair. That's gone. But if I could get away with wearing ear muffs and still have a decent look on the show, I'd do it, man. Because I would deal with that. It's just something about plugging up my right ear. It's only me. I'm a goofball.
No.
Plugging up my right ear is no good.
I was just curious because, like I said, when I did radio, that's why I asked if you did. I thought you did radio because I was like,
I did.
I'd be worried. I'd be curious with Pastor Kent Bell if you got to ask him. Does he like to wear them both ears?
He wore both.
Say that most radio talk show personalities.
It's not
do
in
that.
Ears.
True. That's very true.
It's muffs.
That's very true.
There is a difference. It
is.
Doesn't. You don't have that pressure.
Yep. I hear what you're saying.
Yeah.
That's in the early days when I did this, if you watch the videos, I always had cans on, and then I didn't like when we started doing this and I met Marty, I didn't like the whole podcast look with the big cans on and doing that. So I went to in-ears, and then I started seeing all the other guys started following suit. Not because of me, but it was in the industry. Everybody started doing
Steven,
that. No,
you led the way.
No, that's not what I mean by that. I meant like everybody started getting away from the big cans unless you were just doing audio only.
Right.
Or
I agree.
A lot of gamers do it for the look.
Gamers do it.
It's different.
See, I only do it. I do it for the audio, and again, because I'm not on camera when I'm doing gaming.
I was gonna say, so when you're not on camera, that's right.
Right. And when I'm doing the internet radio station, then I've got these on as well because I love the sound that comes out of them.
Yeah.
Sometimes on internal, team calls, I'll have these on, but for the most part, it's, microphone and then external speakers.
Yeah. That's me.
All right. So we had an unruly person in here. I had to.
Nice.
That's all right. We're just gonna put him in timeout.
Facebook.
You don't want to hear from Moon Healing Escalation?
No, not the least.
Facebook.
Yeah. The other guys are in here trying to give good information, and this guy's just like, they're like, "What are you talking about?" They're like, "Oh, I'm trolling." They come out. It's just probably some kid in their mom's
if you
basement.
don't know what we're talking about and don't want it, then don't be here. And just leave.
Steven.
Yes, sir.
Hold on.
Well, apparently I'm going to have to put
Moon
this
Healing
mic on the better.
escalation.
Yeah. No, I've learned. I got
the
thick skin.
vibes of the peaceful music.
I got thick skin. I've been trolled in my life before. I ignore them. You know, I'm watching these other guys that are here supporting, like Bobby and Cryotech. I have no time to answer. I won't answer or pull up their comments of that. All they're doing is disrupting. That's what they were trying to tell them. They're like, dude, go away. Like, move on.
But you're not letting me speak. Moon healing. Feel the vibes of the music. May it flutter through your soul. The radiant beams of moonlight ever sweeping down over your soul.
Oh God, we've lost Greg. That's it. He's gone.
As the goodness
He's
of
gone.
the healing beams of radiance
Just lost
flood your soul. Back at you, Steve.
And now back to our regularly scheduled program.
That's cool. There's his virtual double box he's got going on there. Greg's see, so you can do all that in there.
There is a
Lost Greg.
Where's my broadcasting? There you go.
There you go.
Come on. There you go. But you see, Joe, vMix, my Elgato Stream Deck, everything's ready to roll. You know, I can have fun with somebody. I can do something. I'm not looking for an audio input. Just hit the button, go.
Let's talk about that technically from a second. So from that perspective, you're firing a vMix and you're using another virtual camera out, just like same thing from Wirecast. So you're not going direct, you're actually going through vMix to get to neural net to be on this show, correct?
Yes. I fire up NDI tools with the webcam, and then I roll my vMix, and then I dial into Steven. And now everything I'm sending Steven is into the live to air is all vMix. So like I can run all my stuff, and I can say, even like on broadcast now, if I've got stuff dialed in, a video or whatever, I say, Steven, give me a full screen. Boom. And now,
and then you can.
If Steven gives me a full screen, so now, you ready for this? Steven's sitting there. Let's say Steven goes, he sends me a message on Discord. Dude, I got to run to the bathroom. Here, take the program. And you know what? Now I'm rolling. I'm running social media. I'm doing everything from here. Oh, here we go. I can do whatever I want. I can run videos. So I've got my full power, and Steven's got his full power. And now we've been working together so long. We're friends, not just on here. We're personal friends. So we get to know each other. He has no problem throwing it to me, and I can roll. Or like I've already told Steven this week, if Ida tears up down there, my dad is going to be on a plane heading down there. He's 70 years old. He already told me, because you're going with me. So, because he deals with FEMA and Red Cross and all that jazz. So if he is, I have a Tuesday night program at 8:30. It'd be great to be rolling in live from down there in the zone. And I already called Steven Saturday. I said, hey, man, if I'm gone, I'm going to need you to produce. He knows what I do. I give him my stuff. Steven will produce my show from Ohio. I'll be in Louisiana.
That's why it was
so there's a relationship that develops. So I want all my full tools,
right?
My tool bag to help the broadcast be better.
And that's
why Steven has a trust. Steven has a trust that if I ask him for a full screen or say, let me roll this video, Steven.
Yep.
He knows it's going to be good quality. And really, you know, Steven and Marty are experts. I'm more of the content side and the audio side for broadcast now, but I'm like they call me the clown, but just bring a little humor to the program, a little bounce to it. So I use some tools for that sometimes, not overly, but just a little bit of taste, a bit of touch.
But I think that was the biggest thing, the reason too, of getting the audio squared away, because it's like, not only for my job, you know, forget the other shows, but my job and if you're producing for somebody, you don't want the audio to sound like garbage because things aren't right. So that's why all day today, well, after I got back, I was tearing all this stuff apart, trying to figure out what was going on, and trying to figure that out. So, but yeah, even Marty does that. Marty has vMix and he has Wirecast, but he's kind of doing what I'm doing. He's running vMix on a Wirecast gearbox, and he can send it in and do some switching on his end. He usually doesn't, but he can on his side. So it just it adds to the production.
Yeah, no. Part of the reason I'm asking the question is in the context of what the audio that's coming out of here, and
Correct.
that I know on the radio station goes out to the radio station. Windows doesn't muck with it. Well, Windows is mucking with it right now. And what I'd like to do is, and that's why I want to try vMix even for the next time we get this, is get it set up, get it dialed in where my video and audio is coming into vMix and going out to you where it's not being mucked with. And that way you can see what the levels look like and we can tweak it from there. Because I know my audio is coming out clean, and I'm watching this go from 36 to 28 and back again. It's just like, okay, stop mucking with it. Stop adjusting on the fly.
I can tell you just as a general setup, and Cryotech, I saw your chat there. Agree with you 100%. Got to have a little laugh every once in a while. But so as far as my Windows setup, which I'm running on a PC, my Windows setup is at 100. So Steven runs his, I think, at 50. Mine's at 100. So, and then in vMix, I'm doing all the mixing and nothing. I've never had a volume change on its own or a compression kick in that I didn't initiate or tell to kick in. The other piece that I'm running is I run the Behringer UMC 404 HD. So that 4-channel interface that
but see, the key is that it's still all going into vMix and then coming out of vMix.
Everything's still going into vMix.
Right. Well, but that's because what that's telling me, though, is it's telling me that neural net is picking up this Windows box because I'm not going into Wirecast or vMix or something else, and neural net's picking it up and trying to help by adjusting it. Because I just watched it go from 36 down to 30, and now we'll watch it drop down 29.
Yeah, it's doing it's doing AGC, which is automatic gain control. It's doing that to kind of keep you from peaking and blowing everybody's eardrums out. That's how John, I think, designed it. Because you'll have guests that just don't know how to do it.
In talking to him recently to help people that don't know.
That's what I was just going to say. Somebody comes up on their phone and they're doing this, they're calling in and their audio, they have no way to control their audio on a phone. So,
right.
It makes sense.
Well, the only thing is I have it shut off, and we're running, in theory, we're running pretty clean stuff here, but it's still taking over, which is fine. We'll try it for next time.
Yeah.
Cryotech. Appreciate that, my friend. He says, I've been watching some of your live streams, and I have to say that the audio is always a bit too low for my test. No disrespect intended. And Cryotech, I would agree with you 100%. And we are in, this is why these streams are popping up with Q&As, and we're really working on massaging this. So by Thursday for Broadcast Now and the other stuff that Steven does, this audio is going to be better.
So is he saying right now it's too low? Because I'm looking at it.
Your mic is in. I can't evaluate because I'm listening to live to air, but in my ear, Joe and I are perfect. You are too low.
I'm too low to you guys.
I'm listening to the stream.
Yeah, now you are.
Listening to live to air.
But wait a second, though. But you're also using an in-ear piece that's less quality than what you were using before. So we had
irrelevant.
No. I have it back further because you guys were too loud. You said I was too loud before, but
I can put in my $1,000 Shores, no problem.
Well, that's what I'm saying is
I have the same headphones on I've had all night, and you're a little quieter.
I'm a little quieter. Well,
yeah,
all right, something
has happened.
I can bump that up
in the last.
I can bump it up to you guys.
Yeah, something's happened in the last 15 minutes or so, and your volume went down.
Well, okay, so I can. Well, I was talking a little on the quieter side too.
Perfect.
I was talking quieter. I was just kind of
okay,
like down here. So that's how I was talking. I was just talking. But from what Brad was telling me, Brad said earlier it was perfect, and he was listening to it on the desktop as well. He said, from my experience on YouTube, you need to be outputting around -5 dB. Well, I got news for you though. I'm outputting at 0 dB, which -5 would be right below that. So I'm actually higher than what you're recommending me to go. So according to my meters here, my meters there, my meters here. So I can bump it up. I'll bump it up, but I don't know how it's going to sound or if it's going to get distorted. So
I'm just gonna start right clipping.
Let's try it.
It's already
Let's
clipping.
try it. It's already clipping where?
I'm pretty sure I heard a clip on you.
No, I think it was just my voice was screeching a little bit there.
Oh, okay.
Because I was getting a little excited on that. But no, all tonight I've been kind of kicking it back like this. I've just been talking like I should have been talking in my normal voice instead of, you know, like really accentuating things. So he might even also be hearing that. But like I said, let me bump it up.
And he's on a desktop Mac, which will have external speakers, I would assume.
All right, so now I went to plus 15 dB in vMix. So the overall output is at plus 15, and we are just now even hanging a little bit in the yellow on vMix. So before you were telling me you just wanted to kind of hit yellow and come down. Certain syllables it's staying in yellow if I'm on access. So maybe it's YouTube.
Listen, I'm going, Stephen.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to lean in agreement right now with Cryotech.
Okay.
Okay? Because now I would like for him to answer, since you bumped it, and I know what you're saying about bumping yellow.
He just said it's better now.
Oh, did he say it's better now? Okay,
Yeah,
well that's
if it's better. Okay.
Okay, that's good.
Cryotech.
No, I know you didn't mean no disrespect. I'm just letting you know where I was at because I know you said about -5.
You're stressed out. You've been working your tail off for hours and
no,
hours and hours.
I'm not upset.
Let's just be honest. Trying to fix this.
Yeah.
But actually, Cryotech's a big help right now because I've told you. So we've done some testing over the last couple of days. We'll all have Steven live. I'm rolling it in. I can't hear right now the live because I'm on the program. And then I would say, okay, Steven, listen, I'm going to pull up a streamer I like to watch all the time.
Yeah.
And I'll run Steven's and then run him. And there was like a 10% difference. I said, Steven, I think we got to get that master level up. So this is confirming, and we're getting there.
That's good. That's what we want to be. And get it going to where it sounds good. He says it's better now. That's good. And because Brad did say earlier, if you remember, I only went up 2 decibels. He said it could use a little headroom to where he doesn't have to run it at full blast if he wants to pull it back. And I think maybe that's what Cryotech is saying too, to pull it. But if he wants to pull it back, he can.
See, that's what I like,
to be able to pull it back.
I don't like the word hate, but I do not like going to watch a stream where I've got to blast everything because the level coming in's not so good. I want myself to have headroom as a user where I'm running that volume and I've got control over it, not where I have to max it and then I can't hear and there's nothing else they can give me. So that headroom's right, much better now.
That's good.
I'd say save that up on that vMix.
I did. I went and saved it. So going forward, we should be dialed in. This should be good.
Yeah, that was a big help.
Broadcast now.
I know vMix, so I know what you're saying. So when you're saying bumping yellow, honestly, that's what you're supposed to be doing.
That's what we want.
So you should be just bumping yellow, and if that's happening, you should be golden.
Yep,
should be golden.
That's good. That's what we want, and everything else is pretty much 0, except for on the TriCaster we're at 8 where we were before, with that but everything else is 0 on it. The input, when I say 8, the input from the board to the TriCaster is plus 8 dB. Mm-hmm. The output of the TriCaster's mix that's going to vMix is at 0 nominal.
Right.
In the vMix, we're at plus 15 on the output, and the TriCaster audio gain, I think, is at 7. So we're still
knowing vmix.
Right.
I don't have a problem with you being plus 15. I'm constantly manipulating gain levels on different inputs.
Mhm.
Sometimes I'm a +9, sometimes I'm -4. It just depends. So
Right.
that's not too surprising for me.
Well, I mean, everything's calibrated different. So
Mhm.
the ADD side of me wants everything at 0. I mean, honestly,
But I can tell you
everything's
one
calibrated.
thing: we're not crackling.
No. That and
And
like I said, all it took
we're getting clean gain.
was a little bit of the deoxit.
Yeah.
This stuff is like magic. You got to keep that. Everybody needs to have some deoxit, even for video games. It's great.
Hey, Joe, if
Yeah, I'm sorry.
no, I'm just going to tell you, if you download and get vmix rolling, just message me or holler. We'll help you any way we can.
Will do.
Oh,
No, I was already looking at it. I'm like, yeah, I'm definitely gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it now, bandwidth and all.
No.
but
No,
I'm
no.
definitely
Get your
gonna
full
do it.
60 days that you can start with it
Right.
on the day. But whenever you get rolling, if you get a question, just holler. And I'll tell you who else got some good vmix stuff. You can go to their YouTube.
Their
It's
YouTube's
decent.
really good.
It's decent. But also John Mahoney.
John Mahoney.
He's got some back in the archives, some good vmix stuff as well. So there's good resources out there. But if you got just questions, go, oh, I don't know, what is this input? Just shoot me a message and I can help.
Cool.
Yeah, we did that with Wirecast.
I love you.
Yes.
But Verdansk is calling.
The what?
He's gonna
Verdansk.
go play. He's gonna go play.
Oh, that's right. You got Call of Duty coming up here, huh?
Verdansk is calling.
That's right. We're probably gonna wrap this up anyways. So
Verdansk.
I got to be at the school tomorrow by 7 a.m. But I wanted to get everything dialed in.
I'm gonna tell you what, Cryotech, you're spot on, buddy. YouTube is the hardest one to get levels right. I don't know why, because I stream on YouTube and Facebook, and YouTube was more complicated to get dialed in.
But that should be good then, because if he's saying we're good now, that means when we're on Facebook or we're on one of the other platforms, we should be golden, man.
We should be, but here's the deal, like when he's commenting, YouTube seems to be hard to get the levels right. I know he knows what he's talking about because I've had the same issues. So I'm now appreciating even more his comments saying, okay, it's better now. So he knows what he's listening to.
Sometimes though, it's hard when you have like 20 people in there going, oh, it's wonderful, and then you had that one person.
Cryotech was a big help there.
Yeah.
Big help.
Well, and it's a 20-second delay, so you never know. Oh, wait, did we just make that change or was that change?
Yeah, exactly.
You gotta wait.
Well, you got to admit, Joe, yesterday it was bad. It was bad. It was bad. All right. RB says barely getting in, but you guys sound great. Awesome. And RB was one that was really hard on us. Not in a bad way. Not in a bad way, but he was one that was like,
oh, but trying to help.
Yeah. He's like, dude, you got to get it together. But that was one of the things that people left comments on. They're like, love the content, but your audio all needs to come up. And so if we're able to do that, I just have to, I get paranoid right now because of the issues that we had before. I don't want to over push my volume. And so I keep forgetting I have a limiter on it now because of that's how you had it set up. Yesterday I had it turned off because we had problems. So everything is back the way Greg had it. So we should be good.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to work it over this week on the streams. You're going to work it over for PTZ Optics. There'll be game streams, broadcast now.
Yep. Salt Talk.
Give it a good workout.
Yep. We got a bunch of shows. I got a bunch of shows this week.
Yep.
And are you certain 100% that you're going down to New Orleans, or are you still up in the air?
It depends on if FEMA and Red Cross activate my dad's organization.
Okay.
If my dad's organization is activated, he jumps on a plane and heads to New Orleans. I mean, we'd probably fly into Nashville and drive down or wherever you can get, or as close as we can, and drive down.
It's going to run right through Nashville in a day or two.
Yeah, well, I mean, we just don't know.
Yeah.
You know, we've done this before, so
it's all good. It's all good.
When it has these big boys, I usually travel with him to help him out.
Steven,
so,
you
we'll
have
see.
room to come down a little if you wanted. Are you talking about my volume on the board? Because I can pull it back a little bit before these guys go. If he's saying I'm a little hot, that's fine. I can pull back.
Well, only question we need is it you or overall?
Yeah, that's what I want to know. Because I'll back myself off a little bit.
So I'll talk a little bit now to get you more of a level set across everybody. So you've got audio coming from all of us now. Is it just Steven or is it all of us? Gotta wait 20 seconds.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at it. It looks like it has clearly made landfall, but man, it is just sweeping up on the eastern side, bringing a lot of rain off the Gulf into it. Right
Yeah,
now.
I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch it later.
They've had some
my volume
worst
can
case
come down a
scenario
little. Okay.
unfolding Louisiana as Hurricane Ida's wrath puts levees to the test. Barges are breaking free. You know, those are the problems if one of those levees bursts.
And Cryotech just said Steven only.
Okay, Steven only. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Back yourself down a little bit, Steven. I think we're good. Ida knocks out power to all of New Orleans.
All right.
So,
I pulled myself down just a smidge from where I was at before. So you can let me know if that's good.
And here's a level test coming from the rest of us again to make sure it's still all the same.
Yeah, but you're talking like this, and you're expecting him to.
No, I'm actually not. No, it's still the same. And let's see if it's doing what it was doing. Yeah, it's pulled me back even further. Now it's down to 26.
And here comes your middle rolling in, checking on how things are.
He comes rolling in.
Okay.
I like that. Yeah, so let us know, because like I said, I pulled back. In my headset, it affected that a little bit. It pulled it back. Yeah, that's okay. So we got Greg in the middle. You got not John
That's
Mahoney.
okay.
I was gonna put him. I was gonna put the lower third up, but it says
John Mahoney.
It's Joe. It's not John. But that's what it says.
Joe. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, Steve. All right,
Steven,
perfect.
We got a perfect from Cryotech.
Sweet.
And just from his conversation, his care, chatting that much, I think we can roll off of him pretty good. So thank you again,
Yes.
Cryotech.
Yeah, because Greg's got to go play Call of Duty.
We should be okay. We got some more headroom as well.
Yeah. So is that going to be good? Now the question's going to be, which Glenn is going to show up on Friday, Cryotech? Is it going to be Glenn that sits in the other room talking? Is it going to be Glenn on the crappy mic in front of him? That I don't know. So I can't fix something like that. So just keep that in mind going forward.
Regardless, he's going to sound like this and have a New York accent.
Right, exactly. And it's not
scream!
It's nothing against Glenn, but
I did back off the mic so I didn't hurt you on that one.
It's nothing. I'm actually thinking it's time for me to cut my hair tonight, I think. I was gonna let it grow out, but now, like today, I was working on it. It's falling in my face, and I'm just like, I'm really over it.
Shave it all.
I think I'm gonna go back to my normal spiky. Like
when
I
you get a
normally do.
haircut, Joe,
that?
you rest well. Thanks everybody on the chat.
All right, guys.
Next. Coming up, guys. We'll see you guys soon.
See ya.
Keep us posted.
Later.
Catch you later. Later.